Drop my top in the summer. No laces on these foam runners. Playing my numbers. Wavy got them things in bundles. Bodies knowing the game in trouble. No rain, no thunder. Really felt played by my uncle. I was broken, knew my time was coming. Boys know how I'm bumming. See swangers on Toyota Tundras. Got lions and tigers among us. Hope the fame and change don't take me under. Sometimes I wonder, all the acting tough, you just gon' die younger. Question everything, just how my mind functions. Twerking on my bed, let wavy slide under. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm back up in that jungle. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm right back in that jungle. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm right back in that jungle. Bay get the bags, we packing sacks. I'm on and off like Mattress Mac. 20s, 50s, 100s, we after that. This ain't no battle rap. Asking for pictures and features. Thought you said my album whack. Can't be around leeches and preachers. Can't be who you yapping at. Let the window down, smell the aroma. Shiny in a big body, bending corners. How you gon' know who real and phony? Going extra, I really want it. Turning down my collar, had no idea. Mr. Popeye with that shit on, no diarrhea. Same ass she bought, she gon' sell it again. Before they laid on them, they was like, hell is this crib? Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm back up in that jungle. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm right back in that jungle. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm right back in that jungle. Sometimes all else fails, I'm right back in the jungle. In the jungle. Sometimes I wonder. Don't even post it. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. Where you go? Son. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no suitor who keep me some motion. Put a play on a play on a play. Put a bay on a bay on a bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my niggas downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron moves. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no suitor who keep me some motion. Put a play on a play on a play. Put a bay on a bay on a bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my bodies downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron moves. Should be bad like in no time. Hit a C like it's go time. My bitches in the game like the old line. Hey, and when I come down, you get no shine. Scissors on the backseat like a little kid. Tub been gone for a little minute. Ain't back and forth, I just post a pic with a bankroll, pounds in the mix. I can't parking like pimp. Hey, serving coffee shop him. Hey, got you walking around still. Hey, all that cash on him. Then put a bag on the cracker, but you put a bag on him. Hey, for black on black violence. Hey, let's go smash on them. I just paid my rent late on the block near Kimbe. Chopper got a little shake, hit the jerk like Benjay. Money calling me today, I'ma pick up every time. Bro just brought a whole bottle, gon' distribute every line. Shawty came with her ass like the city had dying. Why fire on the trap? This shit like a airline. Shawty came with her ass like this to the head dying. Why fire on the trap? This shit like a airline. She got a nigga but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no shooter who keep him some motion. Put a play on a play on a play. Put a bay on a bay on a bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my niggas downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron. She got a nigga but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no shooter who keep him some motion. Put a play on a play on a play. Put a bay on a bay on a bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my bodies downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron moves. Gotta get up and get up and get up and get it. You working that job or you stuck in the trenches. Cash to be made, so who out here tripping? My cellular phone got a damn chip in it. Wake up, sign for 30 balls. Still in the trap with dirty clothes. You can be different, work my phones. You can be dead and work alone. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. You niggas be trolling, licking on my lips, biting down, bitch, I'm rolling. Square ass body walked up like what my hoe went. In the street shit, keep it real without a trophy. Baby, what's the weather like? Wavy, get the better price. Ice on my left and right wrist, burning megabytes. Rolling up megahertz, feeling like gelling hurts. Nigga, what's your nigga, what's your network? Better find some better work. Better find some. Nigga, what's your net worth? Better find some better work. Look me in my eyes. Shout it. Look me in my eyes. Can you see my vision? Can you? Hey, she'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. Best gas on the north side, tell me what you need. Only sell cat if you selling it for me. Plants ain't ready, I'ma sell them in the spring. 36 bitches, gotta tell them when to leave. Ran up a check, gotta put this in the house. Talking too much, baby, put this in your mouth. Pancakes and eggs, I'm just cooking what I bought. Schedule kinda full, gotta book me when I'm out. Had to tell my dog that his name getting hot. Every kind of tool like a maintenance shop. Put back some bread for the same little spot. 409 miss me so the game still rock. Shit, wait. For me, she'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. Get right. That's that get right juice. You know what I'm saying? That's that motherfucking get right juice. You know what I'm saying? I'm fresh. I'm fresh from the club. My boy Misery hit me like, hey, I got some shit to say. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know, Misery, Jose Vega, my boy is a my boy Misery, Jose Vega. He's a champion over here. He's a legend over here. He's a elder over here, teacher over here. Y'all might not like his antics. Y'all might not like what he do. But you definitely got to give him his respect. He will use the Bible to beat your ass, and he will go against the Bible to beat your ass. So, you know what I'm saying? We all about the truth over here. We all about information and knowledge over here. My boy Misery has definitely been putting in that work. So when he called me, when he hit me up last minute, hey nigga, I'm off all day today. I want to do a show. Oh yeah, we're gonna rock out today. Misery, what's good? Are you there?
Yep.
All right, Misery.
You can hear me?
All right, my boy. Peace, peace. You there, Misery?
Good. What's good? You can hear me good? Yeah, you can hear
Yeah.
me good?
The connection,
You can
the
hear me?
connection. Yeah, I can hear you good. Uh, go ahead.
Hold
you
on. I'm
probably
just
a little
waiting on.
slow in that. Hey, it's like it's a little slow in that area. Remember the other night I was like, it's a little slow right there. I think in that area it's a little you like buffering a little bit, but we can hear you good. It's just your camera. Hey Dwayne, we is gonna be live tonight, so we is gonna get to it. You there, Misery? We can hear you.
I don't know why, bro. It's like my connection is like literally right there. There's my fucking internet box right there. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand. That's why I sit here to try to get the connection.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just your camera buffering. But go ahead, brother. Talk to us.
Yeah. Like I said, I wanted to show brothers and sisters, simple arguments, especially for people who love to debate the scriptures, how to defend the scriptures. Because I've I've noticed over the years, brothers and sisters, they like to argue with each other, especially against other religions. You know what I'm saying? I rarely have seen either Christians or Black Hebrew Israelites, be whatever sect, really go against atheists and argument. You know what I'm saying? It's different when
Yeah.
you're going against Muslims, Christian sects, or Jews, because you guys have a religious view of your books and things of that nature. But what are you going to do when you go to believers and that they take your book and show you contradictions, logical contradictions? Just for anybody reading the book would be just a logical contradiction. So today I will be discussing the documentary hypothesis, brothers and sisters, to help them defend that argument and to basically kind of learn about how their Bible was put together.
All right. Now we can hear you perfectly. If you want us to see you better, you might want to get far further away from the box, but we can hear you perfectly, brother. And whenever you need me to do anything, I'm right here. We can hear you good though.
Yeah, yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, like I said, if you could pull out the blue letter, so everybody can read along with us for certain scriptures I'm going to bring out and discuss.
I
I
got you.
don't want to just say these things and then people go like, you're wrong. He was wrong about this. Like, bro, it's on the around these points. We're gonna read together.
All right. What you want me to do it right now, or are you still talking?
Oh, you can start putting it up right now. Because explaining at least what the documentary hypothesis is, we start actually getting into the basically breaking down what it
All
actually
right.
means.
All right. Just let me know whatever you need me to pull up. I got you.
All right. Yeah. So like I was saying to brothers and sisters about the documentary hypothesis is basically hypothesis to basically answer what most people or scholars would say or contradict. Okay. Now there's five branches according to the documentary hypothesis. You have the JEPDR. Okay, so there's basically what they claim to have basically five different authors that are putting the Torah together. Okay, now the J represents what they would say is the Southern Kingdom or Judah and their writings into the book. Then you have the E, or what people will call the Elohist, which were like the Northern Kingdom high priest or priests, right? Then you have the P, which is basically just for the priests or the Levitical that basically wrote Torah. Then you have the D, which represents the Deuteronomist, meaning the people who wrote the book of Deuteronomy. Then the R, which are radicators or radicators, and that's basically the group of people compiled the Torah together. Okay, so in the documentary hypothesis, there are five dips according to this hypothesis. And the reasons why they believe these things is because when they read certain laws or chat stories, they're seeing contradictions. By reading these contradictions, they can tell what time period it was being written, who was doing it. Prophets like Jeremiah, Isaiah talk about the pens of the lying scribes, right? Main pens of the lying scribes. Talk about is the political that was going in the nation. People like to talk about how the kingdom split, right? How Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom they after Solomon, and they'll talk about how they went to wars with each other and things of that. Okay, so if you guys can acknowledge that there's a split in the kingdom and beef within the kingdom, why would it be so hard that there was beef between Levites and the Levitical priests, the actual scribes? Why wouldn't there be any problems? And in my demonstration, I'm going to show you contradictions and you can clearly see that there was a difference. Lights even wrote themselves in the book as being priests. But then in what is it? Deuteronomy, it totally contradicts that. So now the question then becomes, well, are Levites priests or not? Matter of fact, like I said, so whenever you're ready to play, and we'll even start with that one before I get into the main ones.
All right. What verse would that be?
I believe that's it talks about that. I believe that's
I'm looking up a
Exodus
definition.
20.
Okay.
Oh, matter of fact, it's not Exodus 20. Hold on. What is it? The priesthood? My fault. It's Deuteronomy. Hold on. It's Exodus 18.
All right.
Yeah. I wish I had my laptop, bro, so I can be like reading these scriptures. Right now, I'm doing all this stuff on the, kind of off the top of my head.
Nah, you good. It's on the screen right now. You see the screen?
Yeah, but yeah, can you make it bigger? Because I can't really read it.
Let me see. You want it bigger than that?
Yeah, bigger, even more.
Want it bigger than that?
I guess, yeah, because I can read it, but I can barely read it now.
All right. Let me try to get it to.
I see that you're in Deuteronomy.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
you're right.
Exodus 18, 1 and 2 right here.
All right, keep scrolling down real quick. Just scroll down a little bit. Yeah, for some reason, I can't find my Bible, man. I don't know where I put it, man. I've searched my whole house. I can't find my book.
Ah, shit. Somebody stole Misery Bible, man.
I just probably misplaced it. I just can't find it, man. I don't know where it's at. I don't have my laptop. So my daughter took it with her. So
All right, this Exodus 18. Just let me know what verse you want.
go to the verse where it says that the Levites are priests. Where it says Levites are priests. If you can scroll and try to like skim it.
All right, we passing up Exodus 18, 12. It got anything to do with Jethro?
Yeah, but you're in the right chapter. I know it's Exodus 18. Hold on. Keep going. Keep going down. Keep going.
I think that's the end of 18. Yeah. Hey, Misery, you got two phones?
Nah. Matter of fact, just go to Deuteronomy 18. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18.
All right.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like everybody would tell you that the Levites are priests. You know what I'm saying, right? They'll say that the Levites are priests.
Hey, man, you got Angel. You got Angel in the crowd waiting on you to fuck up. You got we got Uncle Sid in the crowd waiting on you to fuck up. All right, Misery. All right, here go Levi, priest. Here you go.
See how it says right there? The priests of Levites. Okay? So right here in Deuteronomy, it says the priest of right, the priest of the Levites, right? But according to Exodus 18, what's the Leviticus 18? It states that we all know that the priesthood was given to Aaron. And it specifically tells you that Aaron was given the priesthood and his son, meaning his bloodline, and that the Levites were given to Aaron and his sons as servants of the temple. But yet we just read in Deuteronomy 18, Deuteronomist, all of a sudden now Levites are considered priests. But everybody knows, and we hear the Yakah say it all the time about the Zadokites. Who are the Zadokites according to the Old Testament? The Zadokites are what you call the high priest, who got the priesthood to do the sacrifices and obey people. Matter of fact, the Levites weren't even allowed to go into the holies of holies. How can they even be priests? How can they make sacrifices and oblations? Which is it? Are the Levites priests or is the Zadokites priests? Who got the priesthood?
It says,
And this is a clear.
shall have. It says, shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. The Levites.
Okay. Now we're gonna go and talk about Moses' father-in-law, right? Because people will say, you know, the Bible is perfect. So now I'm going to start showing brothers and sisters different scriptures that are that look like they're contradictions. But again, goes back to the documentary hypothesis of different time periods of authors coming together, and of course, mistakes are happening, right? Hey, Wavy, go to Exodus chapter 2, verse 16. We're going to see, according to Exodus chapter 2, verse 16, who is Moses' father-in-law.
All right.
Go ahead, I'll read it. Ready? Now, when Pharaoh heard the thing, he sought to slay Moses, but Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian and down by the well. And now, when the priest of the Midian had 7 daughters, and there came, scroll down, scroll up.
My bad. My bad. Oh, I gotta move the comment out the way. All right, you see it, Miss?
Yeah, to verse like, yeah, keep scrolling down. Go to like verse like 18. I think that's the verse I was just about to read.
Nah, I think you was reading. You was going into 16. You read
No, I started at
15.
16.
Okay.
No, I started at 16. Scroll down. Go to like verse 18. I think that's where I was at.
Hey, Misery, you there?
Yeah,
All right. What verse you see right now?
I see verse 16 on the screen. Oh, now it's down to 17.
All right, and you say go down to. All right, there you go, verse 18.
I can't see it. Hold on, my lag.
So you had started. You had started at 15, Misery, and then you was about to start 16.
Yeah, right now on the screen, all I see is exit. Okay, now I see 7 and 18. Right there, verse 18. Who did it just call Moses' father-in-law, Wavy? In verse 18.
Ruel.
Ruel, correct? That's
Right.
who it claims that who Moses' father-in-law, and he came to Raul, right? Now go to the very next chapter, Exodus 3 and 1.
All right.
Go to the very next chapter, verse 1. You see right there under the search bar, it says next chapter.
Yeah, it's on the screen.
No, but you're in Exodus 2. You need to go to the next chapter, Exodus 3.
Hey, Misery. Let's do
So you
this.
see under,
Refresh your screen. Hey, Misery, refresh your screen because you got a delay. Just click the refresh button, Misery. You got like a 2-second delay. Hit the refresh button real quick. It's gonna put you back on time. You know what I'm talking about? All right. Gonna get my boy Misery back up in here, man. Misery. Hey man, is that a contradiction? Did misery just showcase a contradiction? Zion was goody. Zion was goody. Say this is what we doing today, Wavy. Zion was goody. All right, my boy Andrew says Zadok was from the lineage of Aaron. Come on, Jose. Let's throw it a 101. Come on now, misery. Let me see. Yeah, man, we got all the superstars out here tonight, man. Like, share, and subscribe. My boy Misery piping up. Hey, Misery, they say Angel says Zadok was from the lineage of Aaron. Come on, man. Let's throw it a 101. But now we got a lot of people out here. They see what you're doing, and once I drop that link, they gonna be ready for the smoke. But this is where we was at right here. Exodus 3:1.
Yeah, Exodus 3:1. Read it. And now let's find out, according to Exodus 1, who is Moses' stepfather. What does it say? It says, now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law.
Goddamn, Moses' mama is
Do you
a
see
hoe.
that? Hold on. So this right here is a great example of the documentary hypothesis of two clear different authors who are getting it wrong. This is a minor mishap, right? One author is saying that Raul was Moses' stepfather.
Right.
But then in Exodus 3, it's now Jethro. And we see this all the time. Hey Moses, hey Wavy, answer me this. This is something very very simple to answer. You hear Hebrews say it, you hear Jews say it, you hear Christians say it. What is the mountain of God? What's the name of the mountain of God? Mount what?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Sinai, right?
Okay.
Don't the Christians, Jews, they'll all tell you that that the God's mountain is Mount Sinai. This is where the Most High told Moses to go do the Ten Commandments and things of that nature. All that was done on Mount Sinai, right?
Okay.
Go That's a different argument. Before we go to that one, I want to show you something that, and again, an atheist will point this out. And this right here is probably one of the biggest contradictions, other than the Ten Commandments, which we're going to get into. Yes, brothers and sisters, there are contradictions in the Ten Commandments also. Go to 2 Samuel's chapter 24, Wavy, and let's all learn something today. And this is something an atheist would tell a Christian or a Jew. Because we're going to read a story, and it's going to talk about two different people that are basically doing it. One book is going to tell you that God, right, approached it and made David count the people. But then in another chapter, it says that it was Satan that approached David and made David count the people. So the question is, who did it? Was it the Most High or was it Satan? And for an atheist argument, they would tell you this, that this scripture is proving that the Most High is Satan. So are you there? Yeah, 2 Samuel chapter 24, read verse 1 and 2. It says this, and again, the anger of the Lord, again, people, who's the Lord there? That's Yahweh or Yahweh, right? And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Israel. And he, who's the he? Who's the he there, Wavy?
Jesus.
No, Yahweh.
Oh, my bad. God.
Yes. And God moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. So here's a clear text where it says that God was mad at Israel. He approached David and made David go count the children of Israel and Judah. That what we just read, Wavy?
Yes, sir.
Now go to First Chronicles, chapter 21.
Shit. Misery taking the gloves off. First Chronicle. First Chronicle 26. All right. Set my screen. Like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know how it's going down. All right. First Chronicles 26.
No, chapter 21.
Oh, my bad. 21. All right. Shit.
Let's read it.
Face.
This is the same account, my brothers and sisters. It says, and Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. So according to this chapter, who did this, Wavy? Who approached David and made David count the Israelites?
Satan.
So which was it, people? Which is it? Who approached David and who made David count the people? Was it Satan or was it the Lord, Yahweh? And these are, like I said, these are arguments that an atheist would bring to Bible believers' attention. Small details like this. There are literally over, I believe, 1,000 so-called contradictions according to the documentary hypothesis. Of course, I'm not going to go through all these freaking contradictions, whether it's talking about numbering, names of people, or names of locations. Like I said, we all know that the mountain of God is Mount Sinai. Then in Exodus, it says that the mountain of God is Horeb or Horeb, Mount Horeb. Which is it? Exodus 25:8 talks about the tabernacle being built in the camp by Moses. But then you read in Numbers and Exodus 33 that the tabernacle was built in the outside of the camp. So which is it? Was the tabernacle built inside of the camp of Israel, or was it set up outside of the camp? These are questions you brothers and sisters have to ask yourselves. Why is one book saying inside the camp, other book is saying outside of the camp?
That's hard right there. That's hard right there. I'm gonna have to tuck that one in my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Here's another beautiful contradiction. In Numbers 1:50, you can pull it up so everybody can read. That's another one. This is a beautiful one. The Most High made a commandment that nobody can enter the tabernacle. Only the Levites. Only Levites were allowed in the tabernacle, according to Numbers 1:50. But then we see in Exodus 33:7-11 that Joshua entered the tabernacle. And for anybody who don't know who Joshua is, he is the one who actually led the charge to bring Israel into the land of Israel. And Joshua was from the tribe of Ephraim. He's from the
You
tribe
said
of
Exodus.
Ephraim.
You said Exodus 33 and 11.
7, yeah, but verse 7 through 11.
And the other one you said Numbers 150.
Yes.
All right, here go Numbers 150 right here. You see it, Misery?
No, not yet.
Oh, hold up. Damn, I ain't even sharing my screen. I'm tripping. Hold up. I'm over here like, all right, let me share my screen. All right, here go Numbers 150 right here.
Okay, there it is, right? 150. But thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle and over all the vessels thereof and over all the things that belong to it. And it shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it and shall encounter around about the tabernacle. Right? So we know that the Levites were the ones who are the only ones who were allowed in the tabernacle. No other tribe was allowed to go into the holies of holies or in the tabernacle. Right? Now go to Exodus 33, verse 7 through 11, and we're going to read Moses again, which contradicts Exodus 25 because it says that he built the tabernacle in the camp. But in Exodus 33, it says that he pitched his tent outside of the camp. But then it says that Joshua entered that tabernacle. But Joshua was from the tribe of Ephraim.
Yeah, a card. You Old Testament only niggas. Y'all thought Misery was just gonna shoot up the New Testament? Nah, you Old Testament niggas ain't safe either. All right, it's on the screen.
Now watch this. Like I said, Exodus 25, it says he built the tabernacle inside of the camp. But look what it says here in Exodus 3. And Moses, right, took the tabernacle and it without the camp, afar off from the camp, and called it the tabernacle of the congregation. And it came to pass that everyone which sought to be the Lord went out into the tabernacle of the congregation, which was without the camp. See, it's outside of the camp, people. But Exodus 25 says that the tabernacle was inside it. Keep scrolling down. Like I said, we're going to get to the part of Joshua entering the tabernacle.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep scrolling down to verse 8, 9, or 10, or 11. It's one of those verse talks about Joshua entering that tabernacle.
Here you go.
What verse you at?
This is verse 11.
Okay. I can't see it, but I'll wait for it to your screen to. Do you see in verse 11 where it mentions Joshua?
Hold up real quick. Let me reshare my screen. Make sure we ain't. You see it right now?
Okay, yeah. And this is verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend, and turned against into the camp. But his servant Joshua of the son of Nun, a young man, departed not out of the tabernacle. You see that? He departed not out of the tabernacle. So if he didn't exit the tabernacle, where was Joshua? In the tabernacle. But what is Joshua? We just read how the tabernacle was meant for the Levites, and only the Levites can minister or approach the tabernacle. But yet here in Exodus 33, we see Joshua not only in the tabernacle, but he refused to leave it. But Joshua was the one who led Israel into the charge. Joshua wasn't put to death, even though we all know the story about how Aaron got the priesthood, about when he took that javelin and thrusted it through an Israelite man and a Midianitish woman who entered the tabernacle, right? Because that was the law. Anybody who was to enter the tabernacle was to be put to death. Eleazar did exactly that. An Israelite man tried to go into the tabernacle, he killed him. But Joshua was in the tabernacle. Joshua is not a Levite.
All right. Let me read you some of the comments. Or you want to keep going? You want to keep rocking, and then I drop the link at the end. How you want to
Oh
do
yeah,
it? It's on you.
let me get to the biggest contradictions, the 10 Commandments.
Bet. Let's rock out.
Okay, now this argument right here, the 10 Commandments could be found 3 times in the Torah. Okay, 3 times in the Torah. You read about the 10 Commandments in Exodus 20, verse 2 through 17. You read about the 10 Commandments in Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 6 through 18. And then you read about the 10 Commandments in Exodus 34, verse 14 through 26. All right. Now, Wavy, go to Exodus 20. We're going to show everybody the 10 Commandments according to Exodus 20 and Deuteronomy. Because like I said, there's 3 times where the Torah talks about the 10 Commandments. And your brothers and sisters are going to see that only Exodus 20 and Deuteronomy 5 are the only time where it agrees. But then when you go to Exodus 34, it tells you in verse 1 that after Moses broke the first tablets, that the Most High told him to write down the same exact 10 commandments that were written on the first tablets. But then we're going to read along, brothers and sisters, and you're only going to see that only 3 of the commandments in Exodus 34 agree with Deuteronomy chapter 5 and Exodus chapter 20. There are 7 new commandments according to Exodus 34. And these brothers and sisters can't get around it because in verse 28, 2 verses after the 10 commandments, Moses clearly says that what he was just speaking about were the 10 commandments.
All right. What we starting off at first?
Let's go, like I said, let's go read the 2 chapters that actually agree, which is Exodus chapter 20, verse 2 through 17, I think.
Exodus 20. All right, here we go right here.
It says, I am the Lord God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Keep scrolling down.
Keep going.
Yeah. Keep going until we start reading the 10 commandments. right there, stop. Verse 3, thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Brothers and sisters, this is the commandment, okay? Thou shalt not have any other before me. Verse 4, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of any things that are in heaven above, and that is on the earth beneath, or that is in the waters. That is the second commandment, brothers and sisters. Keep scrolling down.
All right, you see 5 yet or not?
Not yet.
All right, look. Make sure I can see. Bird's eye. I got a clear view. Oh, look. Let me reset my screen. All right. You see 5?
Yeah. Thou shalt not bow thyself to them, nor serve them, for I am the Lord thy God, I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the third and fourth generations of them that hate me, and showeth mercy unto the thousands of them that love me and keep. I can't read anything under that.
You see it now? Yeah, I think you gotta I don't want to say you got a delay, but you definitely got a delay on the you see it now?
No, you're still on verse 5.
All right, hold on, let me go and share my screen. All right, you see it now? You see it, Miss?
Yeah. 7. It says, Thou shalt not take thy name, Lord thy God, in vain, for the Lord will not hold guiltless that taketh his name in vain. So that's another. Now, Waby, if you can, since your screen is not lagging, can you read from verse 8 down to 17 so everybody can read the commandments having like this lagging problem?
It say, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thy labor and do all thy work. Verse 10, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all of that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Verse 12, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Verse 13, thou shalt not kill. Verse 14, thou shalt not commit adultery. Verse 15, thou shalt not steal. Verse 16, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Verse 17, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Verse 18, and all the people saw the 100.
You can stop right
I
there.
think that,
Yep.
all right.
So right now, what you just read, what people call the Ten Commandments, correct? Thou shalt not worship any other God. Thou shalt not make any graven images. You should do the Sabbath. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill. These are the Ten Commandments, correct, Wavy?
Right. Right.
Everybody can attest that these are the Ten Commandments. Exodus 20 and Deuteronomy chapter 5, 6 through 18 say the same exact thing. The Ten Commandments. Now go to Exodus 34.
All right. I'm showing them Deuteronomy 5. You said 6 through 18. 6
Yeah,
through.
Deuteronomy 5, 6 to 18 through 18.
All right, I'm just showing them
You're
that.
going to read
Now
the same thing you just.
right now we're going to Exodus 34. What verse you said?
Read verse 1
Oh,
and 2 first, and then we're going to skip down to verse 14 through 26.
all right. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, hew thee 2 tables of stone like unto the first, and I will write upon these tablets the words that were in the first tablets, which thou breakest.
Okay,
And be
right
ready in the
there,
morning.
Wavy. What did the Most High just tell Moses? What did God just tell Moses? Wavy.
Yeah, I remember I had popped your top on this. God told Moses, goofy ass nigga, you just broke my goddamn 10 commandments. Now go get 2 more pieces of stone and we're gonna have to do this shit over again, you clumsy ass nigga.
And he told him to write down the same exact things that were in first, correct?
Right.
Now skip to verse 14 and read 14 through 26. And brothers and sisters, we're about to read 10 commandments, and you're going to realize that only 3 of these commandments agree with Deuteronomy 5 and Exodus 20. There are 7 separate commandments now. Even though we just read in verse 1, it's commanded to write down the same exact 10 commandments that were written on the first tablets.
You card, y'all don't notice. You card, y'all niggas is on notice. Alright. Let me fix my trajectory real quick. I don't know why let me fix my trajectory. Alright. This better. Alright. It says you said start off at 14.
Yes.
For thou
You're
shalt
going to see,
worship no other God.
hold on.
Go ahead.
Like I said, the first 2 commandments you brothers and sisters are going to read actually agrees with the first 10 commandments, right? Now read that again, right? Thou shalt not worship any other gods. That we can all agree were a part of the first 10 commandments that we read in Exodus 20 and Deuteronomy 5, right?
Right.
All right, continue to read.
Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice. All right, let's keep going. And thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and thy daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a whoring after their gods. Thou shalt make thee no molten gods. The feast of unleavened bread
Hold
shalt
on,
thou
stop right
keep.
there. Hold on. So we just read that you should not make idols, right? So we just read you don't bow down to gods, which we could agree was the first commandment, and the second commandment tells them not to make idols. Did anybody just notice what Wavy just said after he said the commandment of idols? He said the feast of what?
Unleavened bread.
Where is that, brothers and sisters? In Exodus 20, Deuteronomy 5. Keep reading. Keep reading.
7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, as I commanded thee in the time of the month of Abib. For in the month of Abib thou comest out from Egypt. All that
Where was
opened
that
the
in the Ten
matrix.
Commandments? What was that? When did he command us to do the Feast of Leavened Bread in the Ten Commandments, brothers and sisters? Where is that at? This is crazy. But keep reading.
All that opened the matrix is mine, and every firstling among thy cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is male.
Where is that in the Ten Commandments? About your firstborns being gods. Basically, your firstborns are my possession, right? Where is that in the Ten Commandments? Keep reading, because now you're going to read about the Sabbath. Like I said, there's only 3 commandments that actually agree. We saw about don't bow to gods, the molten images, but now all of a sudden we're reading about the feast of breads, and talking about now about being the firstborns and how the firstborns belong to the Most High. But now it's going to talk about the Sabbath.
But the firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with the lamb, and if thou redeem him not, then shalt thou break his neck. All the firstborn of thy sons thou shalt redeem, and none shall appear before me empty. 6 days thou shalt work, but on the 7th day thou shalt rest, in earing time, and in the harvest thou shalt rest.
You see that,
And thou
brothers and sisters? Actually agrees, right, Wavy? That agrees with Exodus and Deuteronomy. The Passover. I mean, the Sabbath. My fault, I said Passover. The Sabbath. So brothers and sisters cannot come on here and be like, oh, these are not contradictions. How? We literally saw that he said to rewrite this. We're literally reading these 10 commandments. 3 of them agree, but we just read 2 of them that don't. And that's right there is the 6th commandment that Wavy's reading. I mean, the 5th commandment that he's reading. He still has 4 more. It's going to tell you to observe the feast, the festival of wheat, fruits, and all crazy stuff, right? All this other stuff. Then the 7th commandment is going to talk about don't offer blessings on the day of leavened bread. 8 is onto the Passover, onto the morning. But wait a minute, the Passover, what? Where is that in Exodus 20 and Deuteronomy 5? Brother, keep reading, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Any of these other commandments in the original 10 tablets.
And thou shalt observe the feast of weeks, and of the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the feast and gathering at the year's end. Thrice in the year thou shall all your men, children, appear before the Lord God, the God of Israel. For I will cast out the nations before thee and enlarge thy borders. Neither shall any man desire thy land when thou shalt go up to appear before the Lord thy God thrice in the year. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leaven, neither shall the sacrifice of the feast of the Passover be left until the morning. The first of the
Where's that at,
fruits
brothers
of
and
thy
sisters? That's the
land.
7th commandment. Now go ahead.
The first of the first fruits of thy land thou shalt bring unto the house of the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not see the kid in his mother's milk. And the Lord said unto Moses, write thou these words, for after the tenor of these words I have made a covenant with thee and with Israel.
Now read verse 28.
And
2 verses down. Read verse 28. What did Moses do?
And he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He did neither eat bread nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tablets with words of the covenant, the 10 commandments.
So what did we just read on Wavy?
That's Moses' new rendition of the 10 commandments.
And it clearly, and again, brothers and sisters cannot get around this argument because it clearly says it. He was in the mountain for 40 and 40 nights to rewrite, right, these 10 commandments that he broke, and these are supposed to have the same exact one as the first. And it clearly tells you in verse 28 that everything we just read from 14 to 26 is the 10 commandments. Verbatim.
All right, so we got people in the back. They ready to get some smoke with you. And I ain't even tell people to jump up yet, but Misery, if you ready for the smoke, they ready for you, brother. Are you ready for the smoke?
Oh, of course I am. Of course I am. You know what I'm saying? But
go ahead.
Like I said, and you know, in one of the stories, and again, it goes back to the documentary hypothesis about why I believe that that this is a very true statement that they're making, this hypothesis, is because you can clearly see Levites trying to defame the Zadokite line, right? Meaning talk shit, right? In the scriptures, talking shit about the high priest or trying to condemn the high priest. A perfect example of that is the story of the golden calf, right? Because we all know that Aaron, who is Moses' brother, was with Moses the whole time when the Most High was showing miracles and the plague and and things of that nature. Aaron saw it with his own eyes, brothers and sisters. You, me, we've never seen miracles like how Aaron saw miracles. Okay? And this is what I tell brothers all the time. In the story of the golden calf, the author of that book, which you could tell the Levites, okay, basically made Aaron a punk. Made him not only a punk, but also condemned him in that book. The very first, when you read the story of the golden calf, it says that the people approached Aaron while Moses was out in Mount Sinai talking to the Most High. The people approached Aaron and told Aaron to make us basically pagan gods, right? Idol worship. According to the storyline, Aaron had no objection. He just said, all right, earrings, your jewelry, and I will, make this idol for you people, right? So first of all, you're trying to convince me that a person who witnessed the miracles of the Most High got pressured to go against the Most High when the people approached him. If that was me, and this is what I tell people all the time, if it was you, what would you have done? If a crowd of people came to you and basically try to make you worship other gods, plural, and they can't escape it because the scripture says that's exactly what they asked them for, to worship other gods, not to worship Yahweh. Hey, let's make this statue to worship Yahweh. No, let's make these gods to worship these gods. And you trying to tell me that Aaron didn't have any objection with that, even though he himself saw God he served? Right there, you can clearly see that the Levites try to defame him in that. Then after, let's talk about the condemning now. Later in the chapter, when Moses comes down Sinai, sees the people built this golden calf and gets mad, commands him to start killing the people, whoever worship the calf. Why wasn't Aaron put to death for calf? But not only worshiping the calf, it said that whoever made the calf will be written out of the book of life. Who made the calf, people? We're not talking about worshiping now. We're talking about who actually made it for the people. Was it not? So according to the own text, basically, what? Condemned himself? Or can we think logically and see the political side of the beef of the Levites trying to defame the Zadokite lines? That's why I said in Leviticus 18, it talks about how the Most High gave Aaron the priesthood to be priest. But then Deuteronomy 18 is the first time we see in the Torah of Levites being addressed as priests. The question now is that who wrote that then? Who wrote that in the Torah, Deuteronomy 18? Because it totally contradicts Leviticus 18 or Exodus 18 of that being only to Aaron and his blood.
Like I said earlier, this would no only finding contradictions in the New Testament. The Yakar got smoked up too. So goddamn Angel, Martin, Zion, Keon, Zion Wilson, Keon White, get in here. Y'all see Misery ain't playing no games with y'all. Angel, the Yakar, goddamn, who bring Cornella Walk, goddamn, Judah Naz. All of y'all that think, oh no, the Torah is law. The Torah is law. Brother, you have contradictions in your 10 Commandments, brother. The Torah is law. Exodus is law. Exodus is Torah. Well, come on up here and come holler at Misery then, because Misery got to play for your day, goddamn me. And we getting it in early. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe now. Keon, you come on back. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe now. We definitely go get to the bottom of this. Misery is not playing with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no member safe. You Old Testament only. Okay, shouts out to Honeymoon Stitch. Yahweh mercy is so great. David, he will have mercy on who he wants and who he does not. Okay, please, my young brother, no curse words. Thank you. Okay, Honeymoon Stitch, we got your Honeymoon Stitch. We got your Honeymoon Stitch. All right. Honeymoon Stitch says if you have hundreds of people around you and they all want you to do something, you ever feel peer pressure? He thought they would kill him if he didn't do it. Aaron made his own choices. Oh, so y'all taking up for Aaron now. That's the Torah Knights. So we got the Torah Knights.
But you hear that, right? You hear that excuse. They're making excuses for him. Even though, like I said, I told Bible believers this. I said, if someone came to you and tried to force you to do idol worship, would you do it? Most of these Hebrew Israelites will tell you no. I said, even if they threaten you with death, you know what most Hebrew Israelites would say? Yeah, brother. Hell yeah, I'm going to die for this word. I'm going to die. I'm going to stand on business. Yeah, you're to stand on business. Aaron didn't. Aaron was a punk. Like I said, you're not on the same level. Like I said, Aaron was there. He actually saw the and performed these miracles. None of you were there. None of you brothers can even accumulate a tenth of the miracles that Aaron witnessed. If, like I said, Aaron, in my opinion, if someone would have stepped to Aaron, I would, did you guys not just witness our God just split you motherfuckers, you ungrateful fuckers? Why don't we read that? Why don't we read Aaron put in the place? But yet you're not going to say that, okay, he was afraid for his life. Yeah, so the most a bitch for the high priest of Israel. That's what you guys are basically saying. That the Most High wants a bitch, a punk, that's not going to stand on business to be the high priest of Israel. That's crazy.
Keon, what's goody?
Was good, brother. Yeah, I didn't know it was a presentation. I really just came in like 10 minutes ago, so I thought it was open panel. So my fault. I didn't know about that early. My fault.
Nah, you good, boss.
But
Do
yeah,
you agree?
yeah.
You agree with Misery that it's contradictions in the Bible?
Nah, I don't think so, dog. I think it's me personally. I think it's just some things that we don't understand. That's how I look at it. But that's because I'm a Christian. So, as a Christian, you'll look at it with a little bit more merit and with a little bit more, ambience. You know what I mean? You're gonna look at it like it's almost, this is life. So that's how I look at it. But to non-Christians, it would probably seem like contradictions or whatever you want to call it.
Overstood. Angel, Yahweh blessings.
Shalom, Yahweh
You said that was
blessings.
a Christian, right? What's the brother's name?
My boy Keon.
Yeah, Keon.
He said it ain't no goddamn
Okay.
contradictions, man.
Okay.
You just don't understand
You
the Bible. You don't understand the Bible, Misery. That's what he said.
that's all right. I know that's what I said. Like I said, that's just an
Hey,
opinion. Do you
Shalom, Shalom,
do you
Jose.
belong to like a denomination or?
Hold up, Angel. Misery got a
Well,
delay.
yeah, my church is Baptist.
You said Baptist? I didn't hear you.
Baptist,
You said
Keon?
Yeah, I
Baptist?
think I got it. Yeah, I said my church is Baptist.
Nah, you good, Keon? We hear you. Yeah, he say his church is
I
Baptist.
was just wondering.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah. You good, Keon? You good, Keon?
You know what it is?
All
Okay.
right. Misery. Go ahead. Hey, Misery. Refresh your screen one more time.
You know what's funny, way man, we never really had these issues when you just StreamYard, man.
Nah. It's because you ain't on your laptop, brother. And you close by the box. You got to get away from your Wi-Fi box. You got all them gigabytes hitting you in the face.
All right.
But refresh the screen one time. Refresh the screen one time. And Angel and my boy Angel, you up to bat. Shalom, blessing Yahweh and Keon. If you come across a question in this dialogue, you know what I'm saying, you can ask any question you want to the misery. He could hold his own. You know what I'm saying? Misery is ready for anything. He a warrior over here.
That's a
And I
fact.
know we about to see a heavyweight fight. Cause what Angel been listening for the whole hour. So Angel about to put the Torah on him. Because Misery wasn't just going against the New Testament. He was going against that Old Testament, that Exodus and Deuteronomy. I know
Uh-oh.
you heard that, Angel.
Yeah, Shalom, Sean, Shalom, Jose. Appreciate y'all opening up the panel, opening up for the conversations. Yahweh blessing. You know how we do.
You already know it. All right, here Misery go right here.
Yeah, Jose, the documentary hypothesis, it's been debunked years ago for the simple fact that it was started up in the 1800s, and those texts have no sources to the Dead Sea Scrolls. So that's why it's so easy to debunk the documentary hypothesis. The number one academic scholar of today on the documentary hypothesis is Joel Baden.
Joe,
He's
Joe
Joel
Baden.
Baden. Yeah, he's a Jewish guy. He's a Kabbalah, Talmud, Mishnah, Midrash peddling guy, but he also pushes like an atheism view. So yeah, it's real easy to debunk the documentary hypothesis, big bro.
Let me
Damn, man,
let,
you
let
got
me
two.
ask. So the
No, it's not
documentary hypothesis,
at
is that
all.
when they have like
And again,
four different
I
sources or something like
appreciate
that, or what is that?
Hold up, Keon. Go ahead, Misery.
Yeah, my fault.
definitely showing you that. It, yeah, it basically the documentary hypothesis is basically stating yes that there were basically five authors of the Torah. And the answer
Yeah.
to address what the angel's saying and is no. The hypothesis has never been debunked. And you know what's how you can tell it's debunked? If you can go into your blue letter, you can even go into the Masoretic text and you can go into parts of these texts. And the very first part where I told you on Wavy that it consists of five different authors. You have the J, E, the P, the D, the R. You can find those texts in the text. Meaning you could go in your Bible hubs, you can go into the Masoretic text, and certain of them will even on the side note and put a J, meaning that the authors is telling you that this is from a southern. That's part of the document hypothesis. It's still into this day used as how you say comments or side notes in your on all texts. But I would love to see how
Yeah.
Wavy how it's been debunked. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, in one chapter, right, when we talked about who was Moses' father-in-law, right? In one chapter in Exodus 2, it says that what was it? Raul. It says Raul was his father-in-law. The very next chapter, it then changes, and then it says no, it's actually Jethro.
Uh,
Hey,
Jose, I apologize,
So
bro. It must be you have a delay. You didn't hear. The documentary hypothesis has no textual basis, nowhere near even the Dead Sea Scrolls. So it was debunked years ago because it has no textual stance. Like it can't say it comes from the Leningrad or the Aleppo or obviously the Dead Sea Scrolls or the Septuagint. It has no basis. It's just a bunch of scrolls that they grabbed. It doesn't come from no major texts. That's the whole point of it. The whole point is they just grabbed a whole bunch of translations and they were like, oh, look, it's all different writers and everything. But when you grab the documentary hypothesis theory, and you put it against the narrative and context of the Dead Sea Scrolls, Obviously, it's automatically going to tell you has no bearing on the Dead Sea Scrolls and the context and the narrative. Just you can type it in right now. It's that simple. It's not even that real deep of an
Hey,
academic thing.
hey, hold on. Let me say this real quick. Honeymoon Stitch says, "What do you call yourselves, brothers?" Uncle Asar says he called himself Shimsu Asar. I call myself Nafsut Biddy. So I'm Nafsut Biddy. That's my brother Misery. That's my boy Angel. And Keon is in here right now. We got Shimsu Asar in the chat with you. I am Nafsut Biddy. And that's my boy Misery that's talking. And my boy Angel. My bad. Y'all get back to y'all conversation.
Yeah. No, but the documentary hypothesis, you just got to look into it when it came out, and then obviously the basis of the text is they have no basis. They don't go to the Dead Sea Scrolls. They don't go to the Lepto. They don't go to the Septuagint. They're cited from just translations out of just anywhere. But as far as like debunking atheists, atheists need a creation system. Everything came from
Hey, Angel,
somewhere.
can you give us an example? Can you give us an example of this debunking?
Yeah, what you just read right now, try to put it in the Dead Sea Scrolls. But everything you just read right now, put it in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Everything. Grab the J, the E,
Go
the
to your
P, and
Dead
put it
Sea
in the Dead Sea
Scrolls.
Scrolls.
Go. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on, brother.
What are you trying to help the
Everything I just
documentary
did, according
hypothesis,
to every
clever?
hold on, everything that I just again, everything I did goes back to the Septuagint, even to the Masoretic text. But even if you want to bring up your Dead Sea Scrolls, go ahead, brother. Go to Exodus chapter 2 in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Read who Moses' stepfather is there. Then go to the very next chapter in verse 1 and see who Moses' father is in there in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Go ahead. I'm at work, big bro. I'm at work. You could do it.
Brother, everything
Just
I
type it
said,
in and you're gonna see.
and you,
No,
brother,
no, no, not
you can
everything you said.
watch YouTube
Just type
videos.
you.
The Jewish rabbis, hold on. You can read,
Uh,
no, you can go,
I know,
okay,
but
cool,
just do
brother, that's
exactly
cool.
what you just
Okay, brother,
suggested. Do
hold on real
exactly what you
quick.
just.
You can do it yourself, okay? Later on, when you get home, I implore you.
It's not that I got to do it. You sure you do? We're doing
Um,
this for the audience.
I,
Show it
I
right
implore
now
you to
from
do,
the
brother.
Dead
I
Sea
don't have a
Scrolls, bro.
laptop. That's why.
Oh, okay.
That's why. That's why wave. That's why that. That's why wavy. That's why wavy today. Even though it was my class today, wavy was the one that pulled up the blue letter for everybody to read. Angel. So I don't know why you're trying to ask me to do something from the beginning I couldn't do. This is why he's helping me. Okay?
Oh, I
I'm
apologize,
just
but no,
like
the
you
thing
in this
is,
point. You
the
said you're
blue
at
letter
work,
is
so you
not big.
can't go to your text. Well, I don't have a laptop, so I can share my screen on Wavy's channel. So okay, we can do that later on. But is
Okay, but
this? I
the
would
the
implore
simple thing is
you
when you.
to you can go on YouTube and you can see rabbis today, and you can still see rabbis today. You can still see scholars today use the documentary hypothesis, brother. Still see them today using it. And like I
Yeah,
said, if you go
exactly.
into your
That
blue letter, into your into like I said, the Masoretic text, you'll see the J, you'll see sometimes also you'll see D, you'll see that. Okay, but why is it there? Why isn't the text? Because the text is telling you that it's coming from the documentary hypothesis, the documentary hypothesis of the Deuteronomists. You that what you're reading is considered what the Deuteronomists wrote.
big bro. Type in documentary hypothesis and it's bearing to the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's gonna say
Hey, let
none,
me
not a
let me
single
say let
thing.
me say this real quick, Angel. Angel, let me say this real quick. Misery is arguing that Moses didn't write the book. It was more than one author, and you saying Moses wrote the Torah, correct?
I didn't say none of that. Obviously, the Torah was rewritten by the prophet Ezra, but and the other interpreters there with Ezra. But the issue is the documentary hypothesis has nothing to do with the Dead Sea Scrolls. Not a single thing.
Nah, this
Nothing.
where I'm going. This is where I'm going, Angel. Because when we look up Exodus and it talks about Moses writing the Ten Commandments, and in Deuteronomy he wrote the Ten Commandments. This is the Old Testament. So in Exodus 34, when he wrote them again and they wasn't the same, how would you attribute that error? How would you say what that's about?
Those are translation and scribal errors. That's the whole point of debunking the documentary hypothesis. The ones who started it, they didn't have no Dead Sea Scrolls. They didn't have the Septuagint with them. They just had some other any documents. They didn't have none of that stuff with them putting together the documentary hypothesis. They, Jose, they didn't have none of that when they put it together. It's real simple. Just type it in. Did they use the Septuagint, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Samaritan text? Did they use that? No, they didn't use none of that. They just used different translations that they found underneath anywhere. That's why it's so easy to debunk the documentary hypothesis. It doesn't have no
So
basis, no
let
text
me ask you
basis.
this. Let me
I
ask you
think
this.
that
Are
I
you
think,
Let me ask you this, Angel. Did Moses write the first five books of the
like I
Bible?
said, I think
You heard me, Angel?
Yeah, if that's what's written in the text in the Dead Sea Scrolls, then yes.
All right. Go ahead, Misery.
So
like I
can I
said, I
can
think
I
that
ask
Angel
something real quick? Can you hear me?
is trying to
Oh, no.
um stick to he's trying to debunk the documentary hypothesis itself, but he's not addressing what the documentary hypothesis claim. You see what I'm saying? Can't say, well, according to the Dead Scrolls, it says this. Like I told you, a lot of this stuff comes from the Dead Sea Scrolls. This is why I told Angel I would implore you to watch some YouTube videos on it. Because this is what they're taught in the Dead Sea Scrolls, in the Masoretic text, and even according to many other translations. They will add these as side notes.
Hey, Jose, just so you know, I'm gonna
J
let you know
P.
real
Now
quick,
the
Jose.
question is why is it in these
I read up on the
Bible?
documentary. All right, the documentary hypothesis. It was debunked back in the '90s, bro. But they
Brother,
already
I'm not
started talking
asking you
again.
about. I'm
Hold
not
on,
asking
wait a
you,
minute.
brother. I'm
Hold
not.
on, hold on. But you keep interrupting me, Jose. You don't need to interrupt me, bro. I'm at work, bro. I'm just doing this. Yahweh blessings. So anyway, the documentary hypothesis has nothing to do with the Dead Sea Scrolls, nothing to do with the Septuagint translation. That is why they are called the criteria of the documentary hypothesis is a baseless text hypothesis. It doesn't go to the Septuagint. That's where you're incorrect. It doesn't go to the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's where you're incorrect again. And it obviously doesn't go to the Samaritan. That's where you're absolutely incorrect again. So that's 0 for 3, Jose. 0 for 3. But yet you want to sit here and talk about, oh, you got to explain the documentary hypothesis because those texts are translations that have no bearing on actual texts, the originals.
Just because Angel says
The
it,
original would be the Dead Sea
just because
Scrolls.
Angel says it, it's correct. It's just because it says it is.
Can I
No,
ask something
I
though
didn't
real
ask that.
quick?
That's
Because
Angel.
I was just wondering because from my
Angel,
understanding,
you're not listening.
my bad. From my understanding, the
Angel, you're not listening to the argument.
Go ahead.
I even said it. I said that your concern is try to debunk the documentary hypothesis. I said to try to debunk its claim.
Hey,
Exactly. The
Keon.
claims are foolish
Hold up,
Yeah,
because
hold up,
yeah.
hold up real
they're
quick.
not
Hold up
part of
real quick,
No,
Angel.
texts.
I'm
Hold up real
sorry,
quick.
brother.
Hold up real quick, Angel.
I could.
Angel, give me a second. Give me a second. Keon, what you was about to say?
Nah, yeah, I was just and I think I do got a delay. So if it sounds like I'm interrupting, it's just
Nah, you
because
good. You
I'm
No,
good.
the claims are
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
foolish and it hasn't been debunked.
But what I was just trying to say though, real quick, because my understanding is that I guess the documentary hypothesis or whatever we're calling it, it's just that this is the collection of groups of people who were, I guess, preserving these teachings from Moses himself, who then continue on, and this is where we're gathering this information to create the Old Testament. That's what my understanding was. From what the theory is. It's like the Q source, the S source,
the E source or something like that, and they're coming together just to create the Old Testament. Is that right?
Misery, you there?
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah,
Exactly,
that's what
because others. Hold on. Yes, correct. Hear me?
yeah, go ahead.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. You got a delay, but go ahead.
Am I lagging again?
Hey,
I was like,
refresh.
yeah, exactly. Because a lot of that's just why I tell a lot of old people, Old Testament.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Misery. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is why I tell Old Testament believers, because they have maybe a mindset that it was like some kind of a council that came up with Testament book. They have to. I'm just trying to show them that no, it was different authors and different. But what makes the Bible special, right? And this is why it's so special because of the documentary hypothesis, because it's showing you different people living in different lands still came to the same conclusion, which is a Messiah figure, right? That's why
So, yeah,
people
yeah, that's
actually
yeah,
believe the
yeah,
book, because a lot of people don't know how the book was even put together. Because we all
yeah,
know
yeah.
that
Because
Moses
from my
couldn't.
Hey,
We all
understanding,
hey,
know that Moses couldn't have
hey,
written
excuse me.
the Torah,
Hey,
because in the Torah Moses dies, and then you know
Hey, Misery, come out and come back in. Hey, Misery, come out and come back in. Cause you
yeah, I
you
might have
you
to
on
do that
fire.
myself.
Nah,
your
Keon, you
angel.
good. Keon, you good. Damn. Misery, come out and come back in. Refresh, Misery. Cause the Angel. I know you trying to punch him, Angel, but he ain't staying still. I see you, Angel. You trying to load up and punch him, but he ain't staying still. He keep buffering.
nah, that's the problem.
Yeah,
That
great.
that the jab got him bucked. The jab already got him stumbled. So I'm just looking for overhand right.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
okay.
my whole thing, right, is like Moses isn't the author of the full Bible. Nah, he's just supposed to. They at least they give reverence to Moses being the inspiration, quote unquote, to the Torah. I mean, and then it's supposed to be talking about his life too. So like that's where I'm kind of confused. That it's like even in these like theories, these sources supposedly still give reverence that this is a teaching of Moses. So that's why I don't know where you're coming from.
Oh, Misery. So he basically saying, even though, even if the documentary hypothesis is true, it could the teachings of Moses still come from it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Of course, that's of course it is. That's what I'm saying. It's just five different authors that are trying to write accounts. But as we see, some of the same accounts, there's what you would call contradictions. Like I said, in one book it will say that his father-in-law was Jethro, and another book it would say that his father
Raul.
was Raul. One book is that Moses, yeah, that Moses built the tabernacle inside of the like camp. But then another chapter said no, he built it far on the Israelite camp. So which is it?
Hold up.
Did he build it
Yeah, I mean
inside the
Hold up.
camp
that's
or outside the
yeah,
camp?
yeah.
Hold
Then
up. Hold up.
it
Hold
talks
up.
about
I think. Hold up, Misery. I think Angel would agree with you. Angel, are you there?
Yeah, because
Yahweh,
that's not disagreeable.
Yahweh blessing.
Yes, yes. Excuse me.
Do you agree with Misery with what he just said?
yeah, brother. Yeah, hold on. To the Christian.
God damn, Misery, you
Yeah.
got to delay. Misery, you got to get away. Stay by the box, but you got to delay. Hold up, real quick, Misery. Angel, do you agree with what Misery said? Yahweh blessings. Angel, you there?
Like I say, you might not be
All
there.
right, Misery, you there? Oh, go ahead, Keon.
Nah, yeah. So I was just saying, like, for any Christian Israelite, whatever you want to say, technically he's not wrong. Like in different, transcripts and different, just old historical papyruses, whatever we find. Some people find transcripts as just literally a piece of scrap. You know what I mean? So it's just when you go through the mall, some of them probably do have like older, not older, but different basically names for people or whatever the case may be. But what they do is that because this is like a puzzle, it's not something that we know of the source and then we're trying to figure out something from the source. We're trying to figure out the source and work backwards basically here. So what we do is that, or what they do, I don't do nothing, but what they do is that they find whatever they can get and basically whatever the most of it is what they go with. So if they're mostly saying that Abraham's son is Japheth, then they're going to put that in the Bible because this is the evidence that we have that this is probably true. Because again, this is a 2,000 year book that we're talking. Well, now it's a 2,000 year book we're talking about. So, and a lot of people have wrote a lot of different things. So,
All right, Angel. So Angel, you got some work to do, man. You said it was the bunk, but you got Christian brothers up here that's agreeing with it, brother. Come on, how did Moses write about his own death? Come on, Angel. Yahweh bless. Talk to us.
Yeah,
yeah.
blessings. Obviously, I mean, we're asking questions that are too simple, right? One, obviously, Moses didn't write about his death. That was Ezra's writing. It's written in a third person. It's not even written in a second person. So, but anyway, I stand corrected. The Septuagint had something to do with the documentary hypothesis, but the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Samaritan, and any other Semitic texts have absolutely nothing to do with the documentary hypothesis. That's how come if he wants to sit there and say documentary hypothesis, what are you basing it on the Septuagint? And obviously the Septuagint is not the Dead Sea Scrolls. So it's that simple. It's that simple. You want it harder than that? Then everything he just said.
It's the Dead Sea Scrolls.
No, it doesn't
Yeah,
because
the one thing
no,
Angel
it doesn't.
Angel talking about because what he's doing is that he's trying to push a theory like it's a fact, and it's a theory. That's the only thing I probably disagree with Misery about. It's like this ain't something that's true. It's just a theory that they think that the Bible came from these different sources. Like
No, but that's just the issue. They're saying what sources. In other words, they use a little bit of the Septuagint, and then they grab a whole bunch of other stuff that's freaking mid
Angel,
centuries and all that stuff.
Angel,
It's the most hilarious thing. Wait, bro. I was speaking. Hold on,
yeah.
what?
hold on. They went
Hold on,
and put
hold on.
together that very simply.
All right, go ahead.
The documentary hypothesis is not based on anything relevant to the Dead Sea Scrolls, anything relevant to Semitic
Again,
texts.
I,
It's
I just,
based
I
on
just,
just them.
and
Hey,
So in other words, if you grab your documentary hypothesis and you say, Jose, I'm going to stand on this. These are the teachings I'm going to stand on. That's the originals of Yahweh's law, statutes, and commandments. You would obviously be wrong, incorrect. Like off rip, it wouldn't even be a debate.
hey. So basically, ain't Misery Angel is saying you got that watered down shit. Your shit cut up by the white man. Go ahead, Misery.
This
Yeah,
nigga crazy.
exactly.
So let me get it. So why?
like I said,
Go ahead. My bad. Let me shut up.
I don't understand what would be the issue about the
Second delay.
documentary hypothesis.
I am, I'm not saying,
I'm not that some heathens or some other nations of people put your Torah together. Brother, the documentary hypothesis is telling you different types of Israelites, brother. Why would you have a problem with a book that was that's to me, that's crazy. And to the second point, you said that the Septuagint, you said it's in the Septuagint. And again, the Septuagint predates the scrolls. You can look it up on Google. It predates it by 50 or 100 years. Okay? It is the oldest. It is the oldest version of the Torah
They not ready for
on the
that.
planet.
They
And
wasn't
as
ready
you
for
would
that.
I
admit
don't
it,
know about that.
They wasn't ready for that. They wasn't ready for that.
Just like an angel just admitted that it was a part of the Septuagint. Like I said, you can go to the Septuagint, you can go into the Bible hubs, you can even go to the Masoretic text, you will see the JEP. All it's stating is that their beliefs of which type of Israelite wrote certain type of scriptures. Was it no kingdom priest who wrote this? Was it Levitical priest who wrote that? Was it just Levite priest who wrote that? But they all agree that, which is the D, which is the Deuteronomist, meaning the only one author who wrote the whole book of Deuteronomy. I don't
Yeah,
understand the
Appreciate you
issue
explaining.
of the argument of going against Israelites. We're still talking about high Levitical priests, brother. Zadokites, so-called Levite priests, and even Northern Kingdom priests. Why do you have an issue with that? Why do you have an issue with that's the whole thing, brother. It's about these people who preserved their scriptures, so-called Northern Kingdom or priest or Zadokite priests that held their scrolls. But then when you put their scrolls together, this is where we're starting to see what you call contradictions. And brother, if you watch the very beginning of this lesson, what I'm showing you, brothers, is to protect the Torah. Not to say that there's contradictions, because that's not my argument. I'm not trying to say that there's contradictions. I'm trying to show brothers and sisters how to defend the scriptures against atheists. I said that from the beginning, because these are arguments that atheists are going to bring to you, which they would consider contradictions. But if brothers don't understand how their Torah was written in, then they could be tricked and be like, oh, and fall for it. Oh, yeah, it is a contradiction. But really it isn't, because you have to understand that there were different authors in different time periods. And just because they got names wrong or numbers of people's wrong, things wrong, doesn't make it a contradiction.
All right, big bro. You done? You done there? You good? You good? You got it all out? Okay. Now, the Septuagint absolutely does not predate the Dead Sea Scrolls.
yeah,
That
I
is
don't know about
that was nah, bro. You used to say that shit like 5 years ago or 8 years ago. Anyway, now the Septuagint obviously doesn't match the Dead Sea Scrolls. And obviously anyone who knows anything about grammar, ancient grammar, you can't translate Greek to Hebrew. That's just stupid. So, the documentary hypothesis is once again very easily debunked. They don't have no actual text. They don't grab the Septuagint. They only grabbed a little bit of it and a little bit of this that they found somewhere in the medieval times. Not even 1,000 years ago, bro. Not even 1,000 years ago. And that's what the documentary hypothesis is based on. A little bit of the Septuagint, maybe a couple lines, but nothing to do with the Dead Sea Scrolls or the Sumerian or any Semitic text. That's why it's very easily debunked. It doesn't have no entire source. It's not the entire Septuagint that says, oh, this and that. No, it's this source and then another source. That's why it's so easy. But Jose wants to sit here and act like the documentary hypothesis is something that we're supposed to hold, some authoritative writings that they found not even 1,000 years ago. Not even 1,000 years ago. Bro, come on, man. It's a good show you did, but you didn't even go into the Matthew to Revelation book. All you did was stay in the Torah, So I get it. I get it. But Jose, no, the documentary hypothesis is too easy to debunk.
Brother, the documentary hypothesis is about the Torah. It has nothing to do with.
I know
And
that, but
again,
that's why,
and
like
again,
today,
Angel,
today,
and
Sean was
again,
saying,
Angel,
"Oh, that."
Angel,
But bro,
all the
bro, I
documentary
barely even
hypothesis.
spoke. I barely
Go
even spoke. You
ahead,
went on
brother.
a
Go
rant
ahead.
for like 6 to 7 minutes, bro. It's real easy. Now, the Septuagint is not older than Dead Sea Scrolls. You can't translate Greek. You can't translate an Indo-European language to a Semitic language. It's impossible. It can never ever be done. That's the whole point of a Semitic language and Indo-European language. Now, as far as atheists have to have a creation system, and the creation system that they use is the Matthew to Revelation book peddlers creation system and the Kabbalah Talmud Mishnah peddler system, which they nowadays call the Big Bang or evolution. That's it. And that comes from the Europeans. That's where that comes from. So, atheists, they're just
Nigga
following
say,
European teachings.
Yeah, fire that gas up, goddamn it. Fire that app.
Like I
Smoking
said,
the app.
like I said, Angel, the documentary hypothesis is to explain how your Torah was put together. Okay, it's not
No, it's
okay.
not explaining
You're
how
gonna
the Dead
say
Sea Scrolls are put
like
together.
if I ask you, hold on, sir, if I was to ask you how was the Dead Sea Scrolls put together according to history, how did they get Genesis, how did they get Leviticus, how these chapters, you would start saying things like, oh, the silver scrolls or some all these scrolls that our ancestors kept, right? But the question is, all right, so if the silver scroll, what dating is it? Who had it? To that nature. The documentary hypothesis helps with that. Okay, brother? That's all it's about. It is helping you to determine Torah. It was different Israelites that wrote your Torah. It wasn't just one Israelite, brother. It's not like one Israelite who said, you know, I'm going to sit down, write Genesis to Deuteronomy by myself. That's not what it's about. There was never a council of Israel to write Genesis through Deuteronomy. Brother, different people who held their scrolls, which you yourself would even agree with when you talk about these things over scrolls and different scrolls that other people had. The documentary represents say, hey, look, the silver scrolls, this scroll, this scroll, this scroll, this scroll together, and this is how we now have the Torah. And now you want to know if you want to talk about this certain or that certain scroll, that's where the G, E, P, D, and all that comes into play. And teach you which type of Israelites held on to those that you're reading, brother. That's all it's saying. It is to explain your book to an atheist. Because an atheist will be like, oh, your Bible's perfect. Your Bible's perfect. Meaning that there must have been some kind of a council, some kind of agreement, and all that stuff. When I tell no, there was never a council, was never an agreement between Torah. Everybody had their own version of Torah, wherever lands that they were dwelling in, and what they were teaching in. Now, if they got things wrong about certain things about history, this is why, brother. You can't say, well, the hypothesis has been debunked and then when I ask you, well, can you just give me a display like what I just told you? Show me where in the Dead Sea Scrolls in Exodus 2 where is there's no contradiction. Where both chapters father-in-law Jethro. Because it doesn't in the Septuagint, it doesn't in the Masoretic text, which is the Hebrew Bible for anybody who don't know. It doesn't say, it still shows those contradictions. And this is why even according to the Masoretic text and the Septuagint, this is the J, E, P, D, and all that stuff, brothers and sisters, to help you understand why you're reading this stuff.
Native Warrior, let me ask you a brief question, and this is to the Hispanics on the panel. Don't you all, considering with the fact that ICE is mass deporting your people, don't you all understand you have bigger things to worry about other than a book that was written over 2,000 years ago?
yeah, yeah,
I'm asking with all due respect because I just watched a video
Okay,
of
now,
numerous Latinos.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, make your point. Go ahead. Because I saw your people getting deported, so I'm trying to figure out why y'all talk
so
about the
you're
violence.
you're you're telling me that
Go ahead, ask your question.
because according to history, I'm going to answer your question. I believe that everybody knows that on this panel that I believe that the so-called natives of this land are the people of the book. Right? That's what I teach. Okay. So when you're saying that,
Yes,
well, why
but
not
you're not
talking
native
about
to the
the
United States,
important?
though.
Hold on. And
You're not native
and
to
the
the
reason
United
why
States,
I
though.
hard believe, okay, but the whole reason why I believe in the Bible instead of like trying to preach about this icy, because I believe salvation for my people, that a savior
Why you can't be
and
saved?
basically put
So hold
wrong
on.
belongs
let's go
into
one
right.
step at a time.
Return our lands,
Why?
return our things of that nature.
But
Now,
your land is in Latin America, though. Your land is in Latin America. You abandoned your land when you came to the U.S. So I'm just asking, if you want salvation, why don't you obtain salvation in your lands of origin, which is in Latin America?
no, sir. This again, I live in Florida. This
Yes,
is
that's because
my ancestors' land.
you abandoned
The
Latin
our
America.
Taino. Our
Well, let's have
territories
it.
extend. Hold on, sir. Hold on. You said the America. Hold on. You said the USA. You said the US. I'm gonna address
Exactly.
you because
The United
this is
States.
talking about my people. Because all natives
Your
are
family.
the same,
Where did
are
your
basically the
family come
same
to Florida
race or the
from,
same
though?
people. Okay, but
Hold on,
what
brother. Where did your
specifically
family
my
come to Florida
yes,
from?
it extends. It extends. Hold on,
Where did your family
my
come to Florida from, though? Let's go one step at a time.
my mother born in New York, and they were both
No, I'm asking, where did your family come to the United States from, brother? Let's not be
what?
evasive. Where did your family come to the United States from, brother? You're Latino.
Like I your question. I said that my parents were first generation to be born actually on
From
U.S.
where though?
soil
First generation from where though, brother? Where did your
from the
family
island
come
of
to the U.S. from?
Puerto Rico.
Have you been to Puerto Rico? I'm in Puerto Rico right now, brother. Have you been to Puerto Rico?
Yes, I've been to Puerto Rico. Yes, I've been to Puerto Rico.
Okay, so
Share
why
your
aren't you
screen.
down here?
Share your screen, nigga. Show the beach, nigga.
So
I'm
why
in
aren't you?
Texas. Show me Puerto Rico. God damn it.
Why aren't you in Puerto Rico right now, helping to liberate your island?
A
Hey,
lot of a
Pam
lot of
Mulatto, show us the beach.
Hold on, let him answer that though. Why aren't you in Puerto Rico, helping to liberate your island, brother?
I didn't hear.
Why aren't you in Puerto Rico,
Again, that's what the
helping to
Bible teaches,
liberate your
brother.
island?
Hold on, sir, hold on, sir. Okay, I
I
would
think
love
you
to
have a
have this
delay.
discussion. Because like I
Yeah, I think
said,
you have a
like
delay.
I say, hold on. I'll tell you why I teach the Bible. I'll tell you why I teach and why I believe in the Bible. Because no, in today's society, we cannot rise up against the governments that be. This is not like in ancient times when we were fighting with bows and arrows and primitive weapons. Okay, we're to
Hold
the
on,
point we don't
brother.
even need
Did
to
you hear the
send
question?
armies to go against us. They can send their drones.
Hold
Hold on,
on, brother. Did,
brother.
did
Let
you hear
me.
the question?
Brother. I'm not going to speak to you because you know what it actually sounds like. It actually sounds like you
Brother, did
really
you hear the
don't really
question,
say.
brother?
It just seems like you just want to be contentious. And so from this time, so from this point on, I'm no longer going to deal with you because it seems like you just want to be
Yeah, go
contentious.
and run from
You have
that because
no
there's a
interest
there's a
of what I
Puerto
have to
Rican
say.
liberation movement going on right here in Puerto Rico right now, and you
And
ran
that's
away
great.
from
And you
Puerto
know
Rico.
what? And that's great.
You're not
That's great.
helping.
And that's
You're
great.
not
And
helping
that's
the
great. You
Puerto
know
Rican.
what? And you know what that liberation is never going to
You're
do?
not
You know what
helping
that
the Puerto
liberation is never
Ricans.
going to do?
You're
You
not
know what
helping
that
the Puerto
liberation is
Ricans. You
never
ran away.
going to do?
You ran away, so you don't know what's going to happen down here. You ran away, and you won't come back. What part of Puerto Rico is your family from? Shout them out.
But, and again, and
Shout them
again,
out, brother. What part of Puerto
clown.
Rico is your
I'm
family
in
from?
my ancestors'
No,
territory.
you're
Hold
not,
on,
brother.
sir.
Puerto
I'm in
Rico.
my ancestors'
You're in Florida.
territory.
You're not in Puerto
This is
Rico.
why I said clowns like you
You're in
just want to
Florida.
be
You're not in Puerto Rico.
contentious. You act like, hold on. You act like
You're
I
not in
have
the
to be in the
Boricua
island of
land.
Puerto Rico. Brother, that's just one,
The
sir.
Boricua land is in
That's
Puerto
just
Rico, not
one our
Florida.
people's territory, sir. That's just
The
one of
Boricua land.
many of our people's
Let's
territories.
have a
Hold
dialogue.
on,
Let's have
sir.
a dialogue.
Do I have to be
Are
in?
you
Hold on.
over
Do I have to be in
there?
Costa Rica? Hold on, sir.
What?
Do I have to
Yes,
be in
yes,
Costa
brother.
Rica? Do I have to be in Costa Rica to be considered a Taino or
You,
Awa?
you, 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 you're
No, I
panicking
only
because
have
you
to
don't
be in
tell me the
Puerto
truth.
Rico. I only have to be in Puerto Rico, sir. You don't
Let's have
even
a
know
dialogue,
who my
brother.
people are.
The
You
Boricua
don't
land
even
is in
know
Puerto
who
Rico,
my
brother. You're in Florida.
people
Checkmate.
are.
The
You
Boricua
don't
land is in.
even know who my people
Let's take 30
are.
seconds at a time. You go
You
first.
know, I don't just represent one island, even though those are my people. But you know what? My people's territories extend from the tip of Florida all the way to the tip of South America. That's where my people come from, sir. In times, these are the areas that my ancestors built on. So you cannot just put me in one place and say, "Oh, you're not a Taino." It's fucking ridiculous.
All right, now watch
Talk
watch
about
how brief
I'm
my
not here for my
response is.
people. I'm in Florida
All right,
telling
go
my
ahead, keep
people
going.
to separate
Take
and,
10
and,
more
and
seconds to vent,
prepare
brother.
for what's and prepare to what's to come. Because our Savior is the only person that can take us out of this captivity that we are under. Because these Europeans, these Africans, these other nations are not going to return our wealth and our land.
All right, watch
So
how
when you
brief my
talk about
response
icy, I
is.
can because when
Watch
my
how brief
savior
my response
when
is,
my
brother.
savior comes,
You
he's
vented
gonna
enough.
kick them all out the fucking land, and
Yeah,
he's going
definitely
to
did.
You
return things
vented
to our
enough,
people.
brother.
That's what I
You
teach.
vented enough. All right, but watch how brief my
That's what I
response
teach.
is. And watch how brief my response is. My response would be 10 seconds or less. If you claim to be indigenous to Puerto Rico, that means you're Boricua. The land of the Boricuas is in Puerto Rico, not Florida. Checkmate. Come back to your land and help liberate it, coward.
Hey, Pam Mulatto. Hey, I
Yeah,
appreciate you for tapping in. Hey, I
yeah, I
appreciate you
cooked
for
them.
tapping in, gang.
Yeah,
We're gonna holler at you next time. You know the
yeah, yeah.
routine.
You know, once again, I cook your guests and I cook you. Peace, family.
Man, we gonna holler at you, man. Man, this nigga Pan, all right, Keon, what you were saying, Keon?
Yeah,
You wanted to
yeah, that's what's up.
I caught you was you tried to say something a couple of times, but it was getting a little rumbly.
Yeah, after we got to talk about who people is who, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna let them do that. But nah, what shit? I really don't forgot what the hell he was even talking about. Yeah, about the Bible. My understanding from what he's saying, right? This is the only gripe that I got that I disagree with, right? Is that he's trying to push. He says different authors, right? And it's and that's where I think a lot of people probably disagree with him. It's not that it's different authors. It's just that these are the people that were there at the time when it came to writing, that were able to have either the materials or people that was there oral or just the transcripts to be able to put it in a Torah, in an organized Torah. So that's the only misleading thing. It's not like it's different authors. Like I say, they still give reverence to Moses. So I don't know how you get that conclusion.
You talking to Misery or Jose? I mean Angel.
Hey, shalom, shalom. All right, so what happened with Jose and the other man? What happened? They went back and forth on some nationality stuff.
Yeah, man, he started saying calling people cowards. Man, you know that my brother Pam Mulatto, he got about a 10-minute live span when he come on here. He get about 10 minutes of fame until he start crashing out. Get him out of here.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah, he was
regular.
also cloud. Yeah, he was also cloud shit. He's talking about icy, and then he's trying to accumulate it with Puerto Rico. Oh, why are you worried about the Bible when there's icy? First off, why would a Puerto Rican be worrying about icy? We're fucking Americans. We don't need a card or anything. We have social security cards. We are citizens. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. And then he tried to tell me, where do you live? If you're in Puerto Rico, you're not part of their tribe. I'm like, bro, that make sense. When our tribe extends from Florida all the way to the tip of South America, like that doesn't make any sense. I'm
Hey,
actually
the
in
longest
my ancestors' land. What are you guys talking
Hey,
about?
the longest Pam Mulatto lasted on the panel was about 15 minutes. I ain't gonna count. I say he lasted
that nigga
one
crazy.
time. He lasted about 15 minutes. I give him that.
Yeah, side note too, man. Like ain't nobody should feel no pride in claiming no land that ain't yours right now. Like I ain't gonna, the FBA stuff, the Native American stuff, whatever you claiming, uh, Taino, whatever, whatever you gonna go down, bro. Man, white people they own
But
this stuff. Supposed that's what they tell me. So if it ain't yours, I wouldn't even have no pride in it. Like fuck it.
let me ask you a question, brother. Is it biblical? Hey, Angel, Habakkuk. According to the book of Habakkuk, it says that if a nation builds on another nation in blood, what does the Most High call for? Does he not call for destruction of that nation that takes another people's land?
Well, it depends, don't it? Because then the Most High tell his people to take people land. You know what I mean? The Most High could have told
No,
them to take
he
people.
told them to no, he told them to reclaim their land, and there's a difference.
Ah,
If
there's a
something belongs
difference.
to me, hold on, sir, hold on. If something belongs to me, right? Let's say I have a car, right? And I
Yeah,
let it sit for 60 years, right? And you take my
yeah.
car, right? Let's say another 25 years pass, and I come by, take my car back, or is it now your car?
But wait a minute, because that's after the fact. Let's go back to when they were,
He
the
said,
Exodus, when they were
my
getting
boy
out of Egypt.
Keon say, wait a minute, nigga, hold
Yeah,
up
yeah,
now,
yeah,
what?
yeah. Because he's bringing up particular, but when they first started off, when they came out of Egypt, right? Moses just gave them the Ten Commandments. This was a land that God told him to take over, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, that is a land that was already theirs. According to the Bible, Jubilees chapter 10, it tells you that Canaan went against Ham and his brothers' orders to go into West Africa, and that Canaan saw the land of Lebanon and dwelt there. And he was cursed for doing so, for going against his father Ham and his brother Mizraim and them. Okay?
Mm,
So now when you go
okay.
into Israel, all Israel's doing is taking their land because that's the land of Shem, not the land of Ham. Like I said, always
Huh.
belonged to them. But another nation took it, and they were cursed for doing so. So no, they're not land thieves. They're retaking what God said is theirs and proclaimed it theirs in ancient times. But and again, but according to
I'm
Habakkuk,
gonna
like
do
I was
my
saying,
research
because it
on
speaks
that.
of the
I think you tapped
it says
dancing.
any nation that does bloodshed, right? Well, my fault, brother. But according to Habakkuk, it says that whatever nation, if a nation was to uh, take over another nation, but high calls for destruction. So that's exactly what the Europeans did to three whole continents, if you want to be, of course, Australia. According to the book, the Most High calls for destruction for those nations. And destruction is going to come for nations. Don't you agree? Isn't most theologians say that the Most High is going to destroy the U.S.? Most people consider the U.S. to be Mystery Babylon, and people already know that destruction to happen to the Americas. But you have to ask yourself why. That's one of the reasons why, brother, because they took a land through bloodshed.
See, I don't know about that one, man. Hey, like I said, I gotta do my research on that. I'm pretty sure once they got out of the Exodus, God was like, "This land is where I bless thee," or something like that. But yeah, I may be wrong though. I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
I Angel, man, I
Because
thought
think
you had
about it.
some smoke.
Why would the Most High?
Go ahead, Miss. I thought Angel had some smoke for you.
Yeah, no, I was
Oh,
just wondering.
my boy,
So the brother
Angel
that's a
at work.
Christian, you say that you're a Baptist, right?
Yeah,
You believe that in the New Testament? Do you believe that in the New Testament that the Gentiles that are being discussed there, that those are talking about like actual people of other nations?
yeah, for sure. I don't think that there's a nation. I don't think that there's
Okay.
a nation thing
Because usually when I
implied
talk
in
to
the
Christians,
Bible. Like especially when we go into the New Testament, it goes more like I know, of course, there's the nation of Israel, the nation of Canaan, and there was different nations in which in the Old Testament the nation of Israel actually fought against. But once you get into the New Testament, the narrative of like nation building and stuff like that, it doesn't kind of go down that path. So, like for instance, in the Old Testament, they give you a whole bunch of laws. They give you a whole bunch of like the Ten Commandments, things of that nature. Jesus breaks it down to two commandments in which he thinks is the most important ones, and then gave us a whole bunch of other teachings in which he used parables and stuff like that. So I think the nation thing, once you get into the New Testament, the nation thing is more about the person instead of like the people itself, like if that makes sense, or the nation itself.
But what is the importance of the Gentiles in the New Testament? Like, why is it so important for Christians about these Gentiles?
Because God, because I mean, all through the Bible, God so loved the world, God that He gave His only begotten Son. I mean, even at the beginning when Abraham was given his promise or his, his, oh man, I forgot what the word was, but his promise basically, it was for the world. It wasn't just for the nation. Now I know there's a lot of Israelites that like to say that that word doesn't mean for the world, or the world there is actually just saying the nation of Israel. But to me, that makes it an even deeper conversation. What do you think the nation of Israel is? I believe that the nation of Israel is people that follow the commandments of God. You understand what I mean? I don't think there's a bloodline thing that makes you a nation or basically a person of God. As long as you follow His commandments, as long as you follow what He teaches, then you are a part of the nation of Israel, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
No, brother. But my question to you is, what's the importance of the Gentiles? Like, why do you size on that? Like, when they say Gentile this, Gentile that, like, why are, when they read the New Testament, they're acting like if this is like something new that's like taking place?
Well, because it is something new. What do you mean by something new? Or well, I mean the emphasis on the
Okay, I'll
Gentiles
give you
because again,
I'll
it's
give you an
studying.
example.
Okay, go
I'll
ahead.
give you an example. I'll give you an example, brother. Okay. 'Cause usually when I talk questions and I ask them that question, they usually say this. They'd be like, "Oh, it talks about the Gentiles, and how we're now we can be part of Christ, and how the Gentiles can now be a part of Christ and be a part of Israel, right?" That's what most Christians. But my
Well, that
argument
question is when
is,
okay, go ahead.
but how is that a new? How is that a new? Yeah, how is that a new thing when a part of the according to the old covenant, you guys
Yeah.
were always allowed. Moses came down from Mount Sinai. He had the laws for Israel and the laws for the strangers, which are what you guys would consider
You know,
Christians or
exactly. So you agree, so basically you
believers,
agree with
right?
me then. Yeah. So basically you agree with me then. So yeah, we don't
No, the
have
point. No, my
exactly.
point. No, my point is this: is that when, like I said, so when I told Chris, what's the big deal of these Gentiles? They're making it seem like as if something new is happening. Like, oh, look, now the covenant is opening to us.
No, you're spinning a
And that's the
narrative
way they
that we're
view it.
making it seem
And
like something new.
I tell them, but
I
no,
never
but you
said it
guys
was something new.
but you
It's
guys
just that the doctrine itself wasn't accepted as that's why Jesus actually was going towards the Pharisees and
what
going
do you mean
against these
accept
because
it?
it just wasn't accepted. It wasn't accepted. Obviously,
No,
there
no,
wasn't
brother,
an acceptance
brother,
of Gentiles.
what? Yes, brother, wasn't Ruth a Gentile? Yes,
Ruth
she
is a
was.
woman.
She was a
Women
Moabite.
are married in.
She's what?
Ruth is a woman. Women are married in. We're talking about males, like male men.
Okay,
Men were
so now we
accepted.
can
If
talk
you
about.
were
Hold
Egyptian
on,
or
brother,
Canaanite, you
brother.
just weren't able to
There
come
were
in.
many converts. There were no, brother. There were many converts in the time of Moses. That's what I'm saying. There was laws for the strangers. There were plenty of strangers that Israel and were converted and be like as if they were Israelites. Ruth is a good example of that. You have
So,
Anquire,
so
who was
there's
a
definitely a
Ammonite
difference
man
in that
who
again,
also
you're
circumcised
not
his
pure
flesh
blooded
and was a
Jews
part of
and
Israel.
a part of
So
the
we
actual
see,
congregation. I mean,
brother.
that
There's
just don't
always
make
been
sense.
converts, brother. Yes, there were actual converts that were a part of Israel.
But I'm not
You,
disagreeing with you.
brother, you
You're
could
trying to
also
make
read
an argument.
that in books like
You're
the
trying to
Apocrypha,
make
nature when
wait a minute. You're
Ezra
trying to
came
make
back
an
from
argument
the
here that
Babylonian
really isn't one. I
captivity.
don't I never said I disagree
I
with you about
understand
that.
that.
Like I
My,
said, I
okay, I
believe
understand
that
that. But
people
my
again,
argument to
when I
Christians,
ask you, when I sit up here, wait a minute, brother, wait, you talked way too much. You gotta calm down. When I sit up here and ask you certain situations about what makes an Israelite or what makes you the nation of Israel, that's why I even went down that path, because I knew you were going to try to sit up here and make some type of argument. I didn't know what the argument was, but some type of argument, because I believe the same thing. I believe that there were people, if you want to be a part of the nation, then all you had to do was quote unquote convert. I don't say it's conversions, but quote unquote convert over and start to do the cultural, I guess, routines of an Israelite. Like that's all you had to do. So I don't disagree with you. This narrative that you're trying to make it seem like we're making it seem like it's new. Not that it was new. It's just that it's something that's being more accepted upon. Like black people weren't new, but us being able to look at as equal was something that's being accepted. It's just that's just what it is, bro. Like you're making an argument when there isn't really one. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, shalom to the brother who speaking with Jose. And the thought what there's the reason why there's genealogies and lineages.
Are you good?
It's
All right.
yeah, it's
Like I,
because
Yeah, he
yeah,
got a delay, so yeah, go.
so brother, the brother I was speaking saying,
exactly.
oh, in your opinion, our opinions don't matter. It's what's written in the Torah.
Yeah, and and to
That's
the
how you
point,
Wait,
the other day when Wavy had the brother Chucky on, and and he was talking about how Israel turned into Ethiopians, and, Wavy, and I say that's exactly what Christians do, right? It's called replacement theology, right? They basically start denying bloods, and then they equate themselves or as the new Israel, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's all replacement
but
theology.
we don't do nothing. It's the book. The book is telling us or instructing. That's why what makes us Christians is that we follow what the book says and what Jesus Christ was teaching, supposedly according to whatever sources you want to bring up. But that's the only reason why we do. It's not what we're doing. Like if you just read the book, you'll gladly. Like I say, the
But
implications of nation
Christ, but
was
Christ only
gone
died for
because
the
he's
sins of
saying the
Israel.
inner man is what's important. Like he preaches that all the time.
hey, misery. Hey, misery. Chucky called you. He say Puerto Ricans are Edomites.
Damn. What's up with y'all with this shit, bro? Yeah, how
that's
y'all
good
be
for him.
trying to
He's a
like break
Canaan. It don't
down
matter.
genealogy through the Bible? It's kind of
I
it's
know.
kind of crazy, bro. It's like this shit crazy.
Chucky know better than call us
Go
Boricuas
ahead, misery.
Edomites.
Go ahead, misery. Y'all gotta
Like I
remember,
like I
misery
said,
got a
like I
3 second
said,
delay.
Yeah, but
like I said, this is why I really don't,
I don't believe in, like I said,
Christianity. I don't believe in all these different, religious sects because again, like I said, it's all replacement theology. You just heard the brother. Like I said, it's all about man. Yes, it is. It's about the inward man of the Israelites. What makes a Jew right? Because you just by nationality, yeah, you could be a. But do you believe in the Most High? Do you believe in the Messiah? That's what it's basically talking about.
exactly.
Do you believe in
Yeah.
what their belief systems are, right? According to Israel. I don't believe, again, I say this over and over again, I don't believe that the new covenant has anything to do with other nations. They already broke the brotherly covenant according to Old Testament. The new covenant is only going to be established in the house of Judah. And things of that nature. John 3:16, when you said, "For God so loved the world," and again, this is what Christians do. That I love the fact that they read just 2 verses up because Christ tells you and compares what he's doing. He says, like Moses lifted up the serpent, right? And whoever looked upon the serpent was healed. The same way that the serpent was lifted is the same way I must be lifted. Who was the serpent that Moses lifted the serpent for? Is for whoever
Uh,
amongst the
yeah,
Israelites
like
that
the
were
pretense,
bitten,
that pretense.
and whoever Israel viewed and looked at the. Hold on, sir, brother, because the word world. First of all, the word world to have a specific meaning. Brother,
Nah, bro.
there's 4 countries. You have the sports world. You have the entertainment world. You have all different. The word world doesn't just have one meaning. So when he said, "For God
God.
so loved the world," yes, he is talking about the world. And what I'm doing is the same thing that Moses did when he lifted up the serpent for Israel. And again, brother, when you go to the Old Testament, for you Christians, when you go to the Old Testament, because you guys say that Christ died for your sins, and you guys talk about how fulfilled all the prophecies in the Old Testament. He fulfilled this, he fulfilled that. If Christ fulfilled Isaiah 53, like Christians claim, where in Isaiah 53 does it say that that suffering servant was going to die for the whole world? Isaiah specifically says that this suffering servant is going to die for the sins of my people. What was Isaiah? Isaiah was an Israelite.
Okay. So again,
That's
that's
like
why
me
I asked
saying
you from
that
the
the
beginning because again,
Most
I
High,
know
the
this
suffering servant is
Israelite.
going to die for
I've
Puerto
been down
Ricans.
this road,
Is going to
brother.
die
I'm
for my
trying to
people, which
ask
are
you,
Puerto
what
Ricans.
makes a person an Israelite? Because that's okay, this is the argument that we hear all the time. Like, let's stop being shallow. Let me ask you this: what do you think makes an Israelite? What
No,
makes you an Israelite?
that's like that's almost like asking what makes a person an Edomite or whatever. But I will answer your question. What makes a person an Israelite? According to Deuteronomy, persons that these curses happen to your of people. It is a sign and wonder for you to back and look upon the curses that happen to your people, a specific way of how it happened. This is how you can tell that you're from the nation of Israel. But now, if you want to talk about how do you know that you're a child of God or a believer, this is what the New Testament is talking about now. Because now he's separating, just because your blood is Israel still doesn't make you a believer. So now there's a difference between Jews and Christians. Jews didn't believe in the Messiah. That's the difference. But Jews are still blood was an Israelite by blood. But according to Christ, he's not a
But
true
you're contradicting
Israelite, meaning
yourself.
in
You
faith.
just said that there was converts. There's evidence of converts in the Bible. You literally just said that, which I agree with you. And now you're saying that it's about blood
And that,
lineage?
and, and and again, but then you missed the part where I said, but then according to the new covenant, they broke the brotherly covenant. This is why, according to Hebrews 8 and 8, Jeremiah 31 and 31, who the new covenant is going to be established with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Nowhere does it state about any Gentiles, some strangers, some heathens. But those two scriptures clearly tell you
So,
who the
but
new covenant is
again,
established with.
rather if it's
To
the
say
house of David or the house of Israel, being converted into this thing, so bloodlines or whatever the case may be doesn't matter because being converted into this religion or this nation was still possible. So it doesn't matter which house it was. Give me the scripture where it says that we are not now converting people from outside nations because of this new covenant, I guess. Where does it say that?
brother, I just said that. Brother, say that
No,
the new
no.
covenant is only going to be with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. What you're basically telling me is that, well, how can you prove that, Jose? Well, I just did by quoting the scriptures that state that. In order for you to prove me wrong, you would have to show that would contradict Jeremiah 31 and 31 and Hebrews for your New Testament, Hebrews 8 and 8.
All right, I'm gonna bring it up because I don't even
It
think you
clearly
can
fits
show
only with those
these
two houses.
scriptures.
It doesn't
So I'm
show
gonna help
anything
you
about
and I'm gonna break
Gentiles
it
or
down.
strangers. But yet, if I ask you about, can you show me any statement where it says that the heathens are a part of the new covenant? Show me that in any instance in the New Testament. It does exist. You're not going to see new covenant and Gentiles in the same sentence nowhere in the New Testament.
Am I back? Okay, I'm back.
And that's my
Yeah. So
challenge.
what you say?
That's my
You said
challenge to Christians.
Jeremiah what? What was that again?
31, chapter 31, verse 31. The Bible clearly tells you who the new covenant is going to be established with.
Wait, not. Hold on.
He fell off. He fell off. He gonna come back. Uncle Chucky, peace to you, Uncle Chucky. How you feeling?
Peace,
Bless
peace.
up.
I'm
Big
good.
wagwan.
You
Wagwan.
already know, man. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Peace up, warriors. Peace up, warriors. You know, I heard my name being called, so you know I got to tap in and see what's going on, man.
You
You
know
know,
it.
you caused that wavy. You know that.
you got an issue with anything Misery said today?
Well, nah, man. You know, I'd be having issue with everything Misery be saying, man. Because number one, earlier he was preaching that he's native, man. Like all these Puerto Ricans talk about they native when they already know that the paternal gene of the native has been replaced by the European gene, and that all of them are Sephardic Jewish people, man. There is no native gene in the Puerto Rican. They need to stop trying to spread that lie to try to say that they are Israelites because they are Tayano, because they have this native indigenous gene. All of that is a lie. That indigenous gene was wiped away by the European conquest. The paternal gene that all Puerto Rican male has is the same paternal gene as the Sephardic European Jew. So they are not Israelites. They are the same Edomites. So they be laughing when I call them Edomites because that's exactly what they are. They are Edomites.
Shalom, Chucky. How you doing?
It's funny. You know what? Hold on. Real quick. Here, Joe, hold on. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yo, Wavy, 2 nights ago, just 2 nights ago, wasn't Chucky DNA is the white man's devil and it's the white man's tool? But you see him right now being a contradictive person like he is, and now he wants to believe the DNA to try to attack us. I find it funny when I use DNA to go against his weak doctrine and prove that his weak doctrine was so according to DNA. Now this guy believes in DNA and wants to come on the platform talking about, yeah, according to DNA, you're only through the mother now. DNA. Come on, bro. Stop being a contradictive fuck, bro. You're a clown with this stuff, bro. Chucky, you're always on the same stuff, bro. You're
Oh well, I'm not.
contradictive, bro. You don't even know what you even believe in. You know, brother, you just use the white man's devil tool. You just use tool according to you. I'm
All
telling you,
right.
bro. Stop being
Ah,
a
Well,
damn
I
ah.
don't. I don't believe in anything, Misery. That's number one. And you know what the Bible said because y'all read your Bible. The Bible
yeah,
said, "He who kills with the sword must be killed with the
yeah,
sword."
yeah, 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 yeah. But
Y'all
you
men,
just try to get on
listen.
DNA against
Can
it.
I talk? Can I talk? I just let you talk. Y'all men like to walk around and try to kill people with DNA. So my father told me to come and kill you with the same thing, sir. You feel me? That's all it is. You
Ah,
feel me? So you can take that
ah.
shit and shove it back down your goddamn throat because I don't care about DNA. I always say that. But since you men care so much about it, I'm gonna come and kill you with the own knowledge that you want to use. You love the world. You love the European so much. You love the European, what he says, his DNA and his stats. So I'm gonna use his DNA and his stats to show that you are not who the fuck you say you are. That's all it is. I'm using the sword to kill you because you want to use the sword. You want to use DNA, so I'm gonna use DNA, sir. That is biblical, and you should understand that. It is not me being a hypocrite, sir.
All right, Misery, you got the flow.
Okay. So now, since you want to say, hey, hold on, no. He wants to talk about now. You want to be hypocritical, sir. You're more mixed than me, sir, according to DNA. If I was, if a so-called Puerto Rican, like according to DNA, you said that he would be mixed in with a Spaniard, right? The people that took the people over. That would be the other nation. I guarantee you, I will put $1,000 if you take a DNA test. If with DNA test, you know what's going to show that your DNA has multiple nations under your DNA. It will say 60% or 55 or 70% sub-Africa, but then it will tell you that you're 12% from Norway, you're 10% European, you're 10% fucking Asian. You're more mixed, sir. So you want to throw DNA? Let's talk DNA. Now you want the logical, because the DNA shows that you're more mixed than me, because we were only conquered by one nation. You guys were conquered by multiple nations. This is why you will see Arab blood in you, European blood in you, African tribes in you. So you are more mixed than me, okay? And now let's talk history. Who had more easier access to be these so-called babies that you speak of, sir? You act like as if my people didn't actually have battles against the Spaniards, so they had to chase down our women to rape them, right? Who had easier access? Was it that they had to chase these women into the woods or mountains and try to rape them? Or would it be easier for some Europeans to have some Africans that were in the bottom of slave ships and then on plantations? Brother, you don't want to talk this racist stuff with me, brother. You don't want to you don't want to talk nay. You don't want to talk about history with me. So don't you dare talk about, oh, where are these damn Edomites? Brother, then what the hell are you?
I already told you what I am, man. I'm an Ethiopian from the line of Kush, man. And you basically answered the question. You asked the question and answered it yourself, man. You feel me? You asked me why we have all these bloodlines in us, and then you say we've been conquered by all these different nations. Like, yeah, that's why we have this blood in us, you fucking idiot. You answered. You asking the question and then answering it.
Because you're the mixed one. You're the mixed
Because you're talking too damn much. But anyway, man, you're mixed with a European, like you said, from Spain and Portugal, and you're mixed with West Africans, sir. You're 50-50. So when you say I'm more mixed than you, I'm mixed because I've been in slavery so much, because we're the children of God, man. But you're mixed because you got conquered one time, dog, and they wiped out your fucking gene. Do you understand that? My gene is not wiped out. My gene is, just like you said, you look it up, and it's still 70% sub-Saharan African, sir. My gene is stronger than any other gene. They couldn't wipe that shit away. But your gene that you're claiming to have, which is the Tayano gene, was completely wiped out by the Europeans, sir. That is the reality of it. You can scream and make all your excuses like you always want to with all these excuses, and you're talking, and you ain't saying a goddamn thing. You feel me? Because it doesn't change the fact that you are a fucking Sephardic Jew. That's the reality of the fact. You can say, oh, you want to use your hypocrite now because you're using the DNA. Yes, my nigga. Scramble and say that shit now, because you can't deny it, because it's the same shit y'all want to keep on using, DNA, and everybody can look it up on Google right now and see that what I'm saying is the truth. You have no Tayano blood in you. You're a damn liar. You try to use it to propose that you're an Israelite because of it, and it is a damn lie. You can scramble all you want to. It's not going to change it. You have no Tayano blood. You are not an Israelite.
And again, and this is why, brothers like this need to learn history. And this is why I said what I said. Who had easier access to be these mixed people? If what he is saying is true, why does history say the complete opposite? Because they talk about this transatlantic slave trade all the time. Everybody knows about it. Do these guys even know how they even transatlantic slave trade even came to be? It was first started by the Spaniards, right? And in the early 1500s, Spain and England went to war over the transatlantic slave trade. Anybody guess who won that war for them to make travels across the ocean? Who do you guys think won that war in the 1500s between England and Spain? The English did. And this is what I tell people, that you can tell history is fucking fake. And how do you fake? Because logically now, if I was a Spanish armada, right, on the island of Cuba, and my country is losing the passage way back home to travel across the Atlantic Ocean. If we lost the war and I try to go back home, I will be shot down by the English armadas. Point blank, period. So what do you guys, a lot of those Spaniards did after or during the war in the 1500s over the transatlantic slave trade? My question is this: if we're Spaniards like you guys claim, where was what's that called in North America? All the immigrants that came in the Ellis Island, right? This is how all the immigrants from Europe, right, came over here to the United States through a thing called the Ellis Island, right? Where's the Ellis Island of all Spaniards and Portuguese that came over here in America? Where was that Ellis Island now? All about I want you brothers to notice this. There is no Ellis Island. There was no migration. All you read about in history are what? Armies that came over here, armadas that came over here to conquer. That's all you read in history. You really don't read about settlements. Where's this Ellis Island of this millions of Spaniards coming into Puerto Rico to mix my people out like you just said? History disagrees with what you guys are. Learn it.
I don't know how you talk about history disagrees, brother. Exactly how does history disagree? You didn't let me know, man, because you just said yourself like the Indians were in the Caribbean, brother. You feel me? And the Europeans came over there with their armadas and conquered them. You feel me? And they also brought the West African slaves over there to be slaves for them on the plantations in the Caribbean as well. So if you're saying all this, why is it so hard for you to understand that that gene of the Carib Indian was lost? Because you got to understand at the same time, misery. You need to understand at the same time, like I'm from the Caribbean, dog. I'm from a small island called Dominica, who still has a native Caribbean tribe. I have the most native Caribbean blood. Misery. Listen to me. I've been trying to educate y'all about who y'all are talking to. You feel me? I'm from a small Caribbean island, dog. I have the most native Indian Caribbean blood in me out of every island Caribbean people because our native people are still on the island. They haven't been killed off like the rest of the islands, brother. So I know what I'm talking about. You can't just sit down there and tell me everything because I'm actually from the Caribbean and I have a lot of native Caribbean indigenous blood in me. I'm from Dominica. You need to look up where that place is. It's called the Nature Island. So you can't just sit down there as a Puerto Rican and tell me you have this indigenous blood in you. That's not the truth. That's not history.
Brother, answer the question. Answer the question. Brother, I asked you a question. I said, was a war fought over the passage over the Atlantic Ocean, brother. Christopher Columbus came here in 1492. This war in the early 1500s, I believe in 1510 or 15, and it was a 7 or 10-year war. Okay, according to history, we all know that Bush won that war. If you were in this is what I'm trying to tell you. Think logically. If I was a Spaniard, right? Like I said, that we're Spaniards and we're on the island of Cuba right now, right? Ravishing people, whatever the case we're doing. But yet our army is fighting England over our passage back home to Spain. What will be the logical thing? To be stuck over here? Or, hey, we're the passage to go back home. Let's go back home before we can't.
I mean, you talk about logical things.
This is how I'm showing you how history is proof that what they're saying is false. It's false, brother. There was no migration of going into Central and South America, even in the time of the 14, 15, 1600s. The first migration coming to the Americas, it happened in America. Ellis Island of migrants coming into the Americas, meaning population. But history, every time you read it, I want you to notice that every time they talk about Central and South America and the conquering, it only talks about the conquering. Where is all of the migrations at? And how can there be migrations if England controlled the Atlantic Ocean for the transatlantic slave trade from 1500 all the way to the 1700s? Do you see what I'm saying? How can Spaniards make travels between 15 to the 1700s when England controlled the Atlantic Ocean, brother?
I see what you're saying, but a lot of people do this with history. You feel me? Y'all bunching everything up at like the same point in time. You have to understand that the slavery came first. So when they were coming through and they were coming through with the armadas and everything, and they were destroying the natives that was on these islands, that they were bringing the West African slaves with them as well, because they came there for business. They didn't come for migration as first. They came for business, the slavery business, and to make plantations for different crops for the UK. That's what they came for. So you have to remember that. So they didn't first come for migration. The migration came afterwards. But I'm saying in history, people do that a lot. Y'all bunch
Brother,
everything up
where?
together.
That's what I'm asking you. Brother, I'm asking you, but when did that migration take place? When? Because what you guys trying to say is that these Spaniards since the 1400 all the way into society have been ruling over us, and this is now a bunch of Spaniards. No, it's true when history doesn't show that.
That's not. Nobody says ruling over you. I said they conquered your gene. They conquered the native gene on the island. They either killed
Brother,
out all the
how?
males,
Brother, that's
and then when it.
brother, but
But
how?
I'm gonna
But
tell you
brother,
now.
how can they do that?
It's easy.
Brother, listen
It's
to me, brother.
easy.
No,
Are you listening? Are
How
you
can
gonna
they do
listen?
that in
Are you
a
gonna
20
listen?
years? In a
Are you
20
gonna listen?
in a 20-year span, brother. 20-year span. You're trying to say
Once
in a
again,
20-year span, this is what they did
like
to hundreds of millions of natives. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Hold on.
Stop it, dog.
Not only is that ridiculous,
So now
but
you're
even
trying to tell me.
today,
So
even science
hold on.
today
Stop it.
would disagree.
Hold up,
Misery.
misery. Hold up, misery.
Misery.
He say he got the answer. Hold up, misery. He say he got
Well,
the answer. Hold up.
no one misery. You try to tell me there was hundreds of millions of Indians on the island. That's what you're trying to tell me, misery. Stop that shit, dog. We're talking about Puerto Rico here. It doesn't have no hundreds of millions of no fucking Indians on the island of Puerto Rico. Stop talking out your ass, dog. You feel me? But just like I said, I'll explain it to you once again.
And again, hold on. Okay, so now, hold on, because now you got very specific and said Puerto Rico, brother. That's not the only lands of my fucking people. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So even in that the people of Puerto Rico got conquered by these people, they didn't get conquered in Florida. Christopher Columbus and them never set foot in North America or South America, two territories that my ancestors ran. So you cannot come here and tell me that my people eradicated. How? How were they eradicated when these people never stepped foot on these lands that I just mentioned? That's what I'm telling you. That's the lie, brother. History show you, brother. History show you that they're lying to you. History show you that you're a liar. Oh, they killed all the people in Puerto Rico. Okay, but what about all my ancestors that were in Florida? How about all my ancestors that were all there in Costa Rica and all around the tips of South America? What about them?
All right.
So don't hear and tell me that my people's bloodline is fucking not here and that it's been eradicated. That's a ridiculous. On those same people they're talking about, these Spaniards, these Christopher Columbus and them, never stepped foot on these lands.
Well, misery, you feel me? You'll be asking ridiculous questions that you would already have the answer for if you would just listen, dog. Because I'm talking to Puerto Rico, like I said, we're talking about specifically the island you're from. I'm not talking about all the people, because just like I told you earlier, dog, I'm from the Caribbean. And out of all the islands of the Caribbean, my people, the Dominicans, have the most native indigenous blood in them because the natives are still in Dominica. We still have native Caribbean Indians, Taínos, actually in Dominica, sir. So I never said all of the people are still wiped out. We're talking about the history of Puerto Rico, where you are from. Don't try to confuse that with everybody else, dog. The history of Puerto Rico is that if you are a Puerto Rican male, that the line got wiped out from the island of Puerto Rico. That's what we are talking about. So if you are born in Puerto Rico, there's no way for you to have that indigenous native gene in you. That's what we are speaking of. Stop trying to bounce around all over the place and try to dodge what the hell we're talking about, man. You feel me? We're talking about Puerto Rico, what we've all been talking about. We're talking about the paternal line of the Puerto Rican male. And y'all are claiming that your paternal line is from the natives of the land, which has been completely wiped out by conquest of the Europeans. What is there that you don't understand?
What's the paternal? What is the Michelangelo?
It's
What's
West
the
African.
Michelangelo, Dean? If you want to talk about DNA,
it's the West African.
what's that? The woman.
Your paternal.
No, the
Michelangelo. Are you listening to
what's the Michelangelo? What is the Michelangelo DNA?
Listen, and I will answer.
Is the Michelangelo of Puerto Rican people?
Your paternal DNA is that of a European Sephardic Jew.
Brother,
and your
it says that
DNA,
91% descent from Taino, brother.
Can I finish talk? And your maternal DNA is from West Africa. That's what you are, man. Just like I keep on saying, you're West African and Spain, and from Spain and Portugal. Your paternal side is from Spain and Portugal of the Sephardic Jew, and your maternal side is of the West African woman. Come on, brother. This is easy stuff. You keep on trying to dodge it
No,
because you
it's
want to
not.
be an
No,
Israelite
it's
so
not.
bad. You want to be an Israelite so bad. There's no
That's
native.
a
You
lie.
can't lie to
That
me,
is a
brother. Like I
lie.
keep on trying to
That
say,
is a lie.
I'm actually
Hey,
from.
hey,
I'm actually from.
hey, Wavy.
I'm actually. Can I talk? Can I talk, Misery?
Hey,
Because
Wavy, let me ask
you've been
you.
talking the whole fucking time, dog. Can I talk? Because you've been
Hey,
talking the
Wavy.
whole fucking time. I'm from an actual fucking island that still have native Caribbean people living on it, sir. So you can't talk that bullshit to me. The Indians on my island, they still there. It's called Dominica. That's why I say y'all people don't know who the fuck y'all talking to. Okay, so y'all who sit here in America and want to say that you're Puerto Rican just because of some fucking lineage, and you probably never been to fucking Puerto Rico in your life. Learn your history, sir. Because I'm from the fucking Caribbean, so you can't talk that stupid shit to me. Your people have been wiped out.
Hold up, real quick. Was the what was the argument? What was the
That he is not an Israelite. The argument is that he says he has native indigenous blood from the Puerto Rican island, from the native indigenous males of Puerto Rico, which is a lie.
Again,
And what
hey,
you
Wavy.
saying?
I'm
Hey,
saying that is a
Wavy.
lie because
Hey, Wavy.
that bloodline,
Other than because I know you don't believe in the
anybody
Bible.
can Google it up.
I know you don't believe in the
Anybody
Bible,
can Google
Wavy.
anybody can Google it and see it.
Hey,
That
hey, hold up,
I
misery.
know that, Wavy.
Yo,
I know that.
misery. Hey, misery, hold up, misery. Is your argument that you got pure Puerto Rican blood in you? That's your argument?
No, we're not even talking about that. We were talking about the history. He's the one that keeps bringing up DNA. I was just showing about how logically, historically, it can't be true. Now,
all
if
right,
you
so
want, now he started talking about DNA, and this is why I said when I talk about the mitochondrial, and I said according to the mitochondrial DNA, which is through the woman, and Wavy would attest to this because he believes that the black woman is God. Wavy, you know, a lot of Africans, or you know, they big up, they respect the woman's lineage. They respect it. They respect the woman's lineage. If you like, again, now, if you want to talk about the DNA, it says that 91% of Puerto Ricans have, through the mother, the mitochondrial DNA, 91% of them are Taino Indians.
you see what I
Like I
mean,
said,
Wavy?
this
He
guy
said
don't know
himself.
anything about DNA. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking
Hold
about.
up
He
real
don't know
quick.
anything about DNA. How don't he know that?
Hold up
How don't
real
he
quick.
know
Hold up
that?
real quick. Hold up,
All,
misery. Hold up.
all,
When you said that when what you was talking about, according to history, it ain't possible. What's not possible?
That the storyline of the Spaniards being over here for hundreds of years. And my argument was, how can that be when we all know a thing called the trans-slave trade? And according to the transatlantic slave trade, England, Spain, over the passage to go across the Atlantic Ocean. So the Spaniards be over here. Let's say war took place in the early 1500s. So for 20 years, the Spaniards were over here in the islands, Cuba, Puerto, the case may be. What happened to the question? If they know that they were losing a war to go back home to cross the Atlantic Ocean, what do you think a lot of those Spaniards did?
Hold up, misery. Yo, what your stance is? You got that indigenous Puerto Rican in you. You not doubting that you got some of that Spaniard shit in you, but you saying you got more of that indigenous shit in you. That's what you're saying, right?
I'm saying, yes, according to history, it doesn't match with what they're trying to talk about in DNA.
All right, so basically what he's saying, Chucky, is the Spaniards didn't kill off his Puerto Rican ancestors, and the Europeans didn't kill off his Native American ancestors. That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah, I understand what he's saying. What I'm saying is that he's a liar. He's trying to dance around the fact all of a sudden now he doesn't believe in DNA. These men spew DNA, DNA, DNA all day long on everybody. Now it's against them. He's talking about is he going against DNA all of a sudden?
No, I
For
don't.
anybody,
You
for
the one that brought
anybody,
it up.
you can Google simply
So
the
this is crazy.
paternal.
This is
Hey,
different.
but look though, but look though. If he take a DNA test, if he
Mhm,
take a DNA test, and
mhm,
he more African, Puerto Rican
mhm,
than Spaniard or
mhm.
European, then what he's saying making sense. You know what I'm saying? He just saying
Well,
his line ain't been wiped out.
what he's actually saying is three lines, Wavy. That's what I say is the confusion. What he's actually saying is the indigenous native line is his paternal line. That's what he's trying to say. He has more native. When he's saying Puerto Rican ancestry, he's talking about the native Indian line. That's what he means. And I'm telling him that line doesn't
Yo,
exist in
this is
Puerto
crazy.
Rico.
Yo. This
That's
is
what he's trying to claim because it is the
Oh no
native
no no
Indian.
no 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 Chucky. He claiming both. He claiming America and Puerto Rico.
That's fine. But I'm saying on the island of Puerto Rico, that line was wiped out, so he couldn't be. That's my argument. I know they were
Okay.
there, but that line was wiped out by the European. So only thing you can be right now is European and West African. You can't have that native line in you. That's my argument. So because that native line is their claim to succession of being an Israelite,
now.
that I am
Now,
native Indian. But that line doesn't exist in Puerto Rico. His paternal line is that of the European, and just like he says,
Hey,
his
hey,
maternal line is that of
hold up.
West
Hey,
man.
Misery, could your argument be that you coming at it from America or no? Whatever line, that line, you got a 4 second delay.
now, again, like I said, how you can hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. You can hear me? Oh, I'm saying,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
said, I find it hilarious that he's trying to his DNA as if I was the one talking about it. But I was the one who called him the hypocrite for even bringing it up. Didn't I, Wavy?
Right.
But he's here
Right.
acting like as if I'm trying to use DNA. No, you tried and I debunked you and called you a hypocrite for doing so. Then you said, my father told me to come with it. You see what I'm saying? It's not my argument. I already told you, according to DNA, none of this could be true. Because according to DNA, I already told you this, that according to DNA, none of us would be Adamites. Because Africans go back 80, Asians go back around like 45,000 years. You know what I'm saying? Like what? That's what I've been told you. I told you that it is a bad thing to bring DNA into a biblical discussion. That is my stance since we first had this discussion, Chucky. So don't act like I'm over here. I'm over here trying to use DNA. No, I'm not. I don't do that stuff because again, it teaches that we're pre.
All right, Wavy. We just had a
So
conversation the other
stop
day,
it. You
correct?
only brought it
Wasn't it?
up, brother.
What?
I
Hold on, hold
told you
on,
that
hold on, hold on,
this is how
hold
you
on,
are
hold on,
hypocrite for doing
hold on.
so.
Now
And then you over here
you
telling me
talk.
that I won't argue with
You.
DNA.
All
No,
right,
I'm
sir.
not.
All
I know
right,
I'm
sir.
not.
You
Hold on,
dug
and I
your
just
pit.
showed you logic,
You
and
dug
I
your
just
pit, sir. It's
showed you
okay, sir.
logically. Hold on, sir, and I just showed you logically about
We
why I
kicking.
don't
Hold
believe
up,
in it,
hold up. We
brother. And I
kicking
just showed you
science.
logically
Hold
according
up, hold
of
up,
why I don't
hold
believe
up,
in it.
hold up. We kicking science out the goddamn conversation. Okay, we is kicking science out the conversation. We
Hold on,
kicking DNA out the conversation.
hold
Now we're
on.
gonna talk strictly biblical and history. For
Hold
now
on.
on, go
Before we
ahead.
kick it out, Wavy. Before we kick it out, Wavy. I gotta correct this man because this man is out here talking about I'm bringing something to him that he doesn't do and all that. You were there, Wavy. What did this man say? This man told me the other day when he was talking about DNA that don't we use DNA if our daughters get raped to see who the rapist was? Don't we use DNA? He wasn't he talking about DNA like it was the most wonderful thing,
Yeah,
Wavy? That had to,
he gave you a revelation. He made you wake up and realize, okay, I could use that as a tool. It ain't gonna hurt. I
That's
got
what
you.
that's what I'm telling him. He's the one that brought
And
it into the ball
and
court.
I did
Now
not
he's
say
trying to
I
now he's
use
trying
it.
to stop.
I say
Please,
I use
Misery,
it.
be quiet, dog. Be quiet, please, man.
Sir,
Now he's want to
Hey,
sit
hey,
down
I
here.
did not,
misery.
brother.
Hey,
You're
misery.
receptive again.
Misery. Misery. He basically saying you put him on some game, so don't try to throw it in his face. He learned from you know what I'm saying. He can fuck with it. He can have that conversation with you now.
That's all I'm saying, dog. You say you was into DNA. I explained that to you earlier. You say you was into DNA. My father tells me, okay, how to slay them, get on what they on. So I came
I
with
told you
DNA,
I was
brother.
never, no, no,
You
brother,
should
you're
have no
being deceptive.
problem
I
like that.
never
Don't
said I was
I'm
into
just saying
DNA. Brother, I said,
Don't
brother,
sit down there.
brother, you have
Misery,
to stop
misery,
because you're
misery. I'm just saying.
misrepresenting
I'm
me.
just saying, dog.
All right, hold on,
Don't
Uncle Chucky. Hold on, Uncle
Brother,
Chucky.
asking me
Hold on, Uncle Chucky.
something.
Go ahead, Misery. You got a little delay. Go ahead, Misery.
And again, I'm a deceptive because I never that I believe in DNA. I said that I find it funny, and you go again. I give you $1,000 to go back to that video, and you're going to hear me say that the black community and the Hispanic uses day. I never said that I myself believe in it. I just said that I find it funny that when it comes to believers, meaning Bible believers, that now all of a sudden they don't believe in DNA, but the black community and Hispanic community rely on DNA to solve crimes and pregnancies and that nature. I never said. So again, stop misrepresenting
All
me
right,
because I told you why
all
I
right,
didn't believe in DNA. Because it teaches
all
that
right.
we're pre-Adamites, brother. How
No
can I
more,
say that we're pre-Adamites, but then
no
say
more.
I agree with DNA? Brother, stop it, brother. I implore you to go back to the
All
video.
right, no more DNA. No more DNA for this conversation. We're gonna get down to the bottom of the business. Is the land of Israel, Ethiopia, or America? We're gonna get down to the bottom of the goddamn business. No more DNA. We throwing DNA. If you got a lab coat on right now, goddamn it, take it. Matter of fact, goddamn, no goddamn science, nothing right now. If you gotta, everybody get on your flip phone, goddamn it. No more DNA. All right, we going to is the land of Israel, America, or Ethiopia? Because Misery was specific earlier. He said Jesus, and I ain't never heard this before. When Misery said this the other night, he kind of tried to go viral, and we're gonna go viral. But Misery said the New Testament, Jesus is only coming back for Israel. Jesus is only saving Israel. It's not for everybody. It's not for all other ites. Goddamn, you white. It ain't for all of them. Jesus came back specifically for Israel. So now we got to talk about who the hell did Jesus, what land did Jesus come back for? What people did Jesus come back to save? Misery. Since you broke this goddamn news, go ahead and help us out with this, man. It is how is the land of Israel not Ethiopia? Let's start there. Misery. Misery.
Asking me?
Yeah.
You're asking me. All right.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
How is the land of Israel not Ethiopia?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
First
ask
off,
him, how is it not
the
America?
reason why. Okay. Okay. Well, the reason why the land of Ethiopia cannot be the land of Israel is because the Bible speaks of what the land of Israel looks like. It talks about the plant life, tree life, animal life that's in the land of Israel, and even weather. Okay. Now, in the weather aspect, we read in the book of Solomon's about around the what is it, the Feast of First Fruits, that it was basically snowing. There was basically white snow on the mountains of Lebanon, right? That took place around what anybody could say anywhere from September, October time, right? When you look at the land of Ethiopia, whatever land they claim that the land of Israel is, first of all, they don't even have winters to the point where there's snowfall founded on their mountaintops, right? Then it talks about how land of Israel has three rivers. You have two rivers that enters a salt lake, right? If anybody can look at the land of Ethiopia today, you'll notice that there are, I believe, 9 rivers, or 7 or 9 rivers. in the land of Ethiopia. So we have to start asking ourselves, well, are we going to believe God of men, or are we going to believe what the Most High and our ancestors wrote what the land of Israel had in its borders? Okay. Then it talks about how the land of Israel was cursed with desert and salt. Right. Nowhere in Ethiopia and any of the lands that they claim can they accumulate an area that is described just like that in according to Torah. Then you have certain animals or insects like the cankerworm or the palmer worm that you read in Joel chapter 1, Joel chapter 2. Those specific insects only come from the Americas, Ethiopia. But in those chapters, it's talking about in the land of Israel, how the Most High sent a pestilence and how the locusts ate up the crops with cankerworm and the palmer worm, and how they ate up the crops in the land of Israel. So how can
All
the
right,
land of Israel be in Ethiopia when those two insects come from the Americas?
all right. We ain't gonna give him too much. We ain't gonna give him too much. We're gonna get back to the topic. Let's go, Chucky. Why is the land of Israel not America?
Not America? Oh my God! I mean, that's so simple, man. America is so much bloodshed in this on this land. I don't see how you can think that this land is the land of Israel. I mean, Misery said it earlier himself when he said, "You feel me? A lot of cultures think America is set for judgment because America like took other people's land and they've been doing all types of evil shit to every other people. So I don't see if he sees this land, this country over here doing all this evil stuff, why he would think this would be God's land in the end. I mean, this is the land made for judgment. It's easy to see. Everybody sees it. I mean, it's not hard to see this land is evil. You feel me? This is the consumer nation that in Revelations, like you said, they call it Mystery Babylon. When this nation goes down, the rest of the nations cry because nobody's there to buy all their shit no more. Because it's America's to buy all the rest of the nation's shit. You feel me? And all the economies of the world going to go down because America doesn't exist anymore, and everybody got to return on to God. So I mean, America's a place set for judgment. That's the only time. That's the only type of place I see in America. I don't see where in any view that they see anything happening in the land of America. The beast that rose out of the sea, as the Bible put it, the beast that rose out of the sea. Not that it doesn't have people there already, but it was newly discovered to the Eastern world, and they used it for a place of slavery and a place of slave to enslave the children of God. You feel me? Is the beast that rose out of the sea. So Misery really needed something like where he gets that from. Where does he think America is the promised land?
All right, all right, all right. That's enough. That's enough to ruffle the feathers right there. We're gonna swing it. We're gonna swing it back since we got my boy A1 in the building and Angel back. Now, Chucky, I'm gonna ask you first.
Peace, peace.
My bo- Peace to you, brother. My boy Misery, he got this documentary hypothesis. Do you agree with Misery that it wasn't that a couple people wrote the book? It wasn't just Moses by himself. It was a couple of people writing it.
Right, and what book? The whole book, or just the first 5 books that they attribute to Moses?
Torah and Bible.
Well, nah, it was a whole bunch of different people that wrote the Bible. It wasn't just Moses. You feel me? Even like at the end of the Torah, you see they telling you about Moses' death and everything. So you know it's probably like Joshua, the next generation of people who even added that on because Moses was already dead. So common sense will let you know, like you feel me. But I noticed like even from like before the flood, like the book of Enoch already existed. That's how Noah knew the flood was coming. Feel me? Noah didn't just that shit didn't just come up in his mind. He was reading the book of Enoch already. You feel me? So these are just manuscripts that have been passing down from generation to generation to generation from the beginning of time.
So you think that justify the contradictions in the Bible?
I don't see no contradictions in the Bible. I think men don't understand the Bible, and when they don't understand it because they want to draw it so much to themselves, they call it contradictions.
All right, all right, all right. A1, what's goody? Talk black to me.
What's up? What's up? I agree with the brother who was just talking right there. It's not by one author. It's a composite. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a composite. It just consists of several different writing styles that are all put together. Secular scholarship documents this and analyzes it. You have the writers who refer to him as Yahweh, um, etc. It's definitely not one writer.
For sure, for sure. All right, Angel, you agree with them? Yahweh blessings.
How blessings. Well, no, I don't agree with Jose's premise of documentary hypothesis, and I apologize. I don't know. Does Chucky even know what the documentary hypothesis is?
Yeah, he
But who
explained it
else
to
here
me.
agrees with the documentary?
Nobody did.
Okay, yeah. You're not the documentary hypothesis. It's just supposed to create the havoc of, oh wow, we don't know where all of this came from. But when you grab each piece of the documentary hypothesis, it's exactly that. It's a Frankenstein theory of we don't know who wrote this. Well, this came out of a book from 500 years ago. We don't know who wrote this. Well, this one came out of a book 600 years ago. Oh, and who wrote it? This one came out of a book 1,000 years ago. That's how they put together the documentary hypothesis. It's a Frankenstein of different writings, translations.
All right, hold up real quick. I what was that? Chucky or A1? One of y'all said none of us agree with the documentary hypothesis. So Chucky or A1, whichever one of y'all said that, tell us why y'all don't agree with the documentary hypothesis.
Well, the same thing. Where you just said what? Let me understand it right. You say is him saying that there's one author to the Bible, or there's more than one author?
Now, documentary hypothesis mean it's more than one author.
Oh no, yeah, no. My bad. I thought it meant that there was only one author. I mean, yeah, is
Now,
when, when
that's what Angel is saying. It's only one author. These niggas
No,
wrote
no,
that
no,
shit
no,
together.
no, excuse me, no. The documentary hypothesis is
uh
a theory that this text was written by these certain people, and this text was written. So, in other words, it was all different people from Israel writing,
mm
but yet it doesn't go back to any Semitic
Breaking up.
writings. It doesn't go back.
You're breaking up,
Yeah,
brother.
hey, Angel, come out and come back in for me, Angel. Come out and come back in. We trying to catch you.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
Refresh your screen.
I said I do agree with the documentary hypothesis. The documentary hypothesis it's a theory that proposes that the first five books of the Bible were not written by a single author. It's simple. And traditionally, scholars identify the four major categories. It's J, E, D, and P. J is the Yahweh source, and it uses YHWH for God's name. You have the um, Elohish, and they use Elohim for God until the name Yahweh is revealed to Moses. What's the Deuteronomist? That's the core of Deuteronomy. They emphasize the covenant and centralization of worship. And then you have the priestly sources, and they're concerned with ritual, genealogy, purity, order, and structured languages. So those are the four categories that they say that they divide them in into writing styles. A lot of Christians they hate when we go into this. There's a name for the study of the writing styles. I'm gonna look that up real quick. I forgot the name of it.
Have you accepted Haile Selassie as your Lord and Savior, brother?
Ooh, no, sir. No, sir. I don't have
Why
a
why
Lord
you
and
why you
Savior.
why you said it like this? Why you said it like who we?
Holly
No.
Selassie was a dope
What's all
brother.
that about?
It's a lot we can learn from him, but nobody's perfect, and I don't pedestal any of these people.
hey,
So when they fall, I'm not the one pointing and all upset either.
hey, at the end of the day, Wavy, to be a truthful black man, that's the most I need to hear you say, man. You feel me? That you respect that man as a black man and for what he did for black people, man. You ain't got to think he's God. That's only for some people. But you should show all the respect for that man for what he's done for our people. That's why I say any man who does not respect Rastafari, he doesn't respect himself.
Yeah, I definitely just gave him a shout out. That was me, A1 over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Blessed brother,
Sound
blessed.
blessed.
Blessings, peace to you.
I ain't Misery. So never mind Misery. They all agree with you. They agree with you on the panel. It's just Chucky say how the hell you talking about this America shit? You got to get that shit together, bro. Got to get that shit together, Misery.
Native War of Israel. How do I find you on YouTube so I can check some more of your content out?
He at the Ancient Watchman.
Ancient Watchman.
Misery, you there?
Yeah.
What's your YouTube plug?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can
Go
hear.
ahead.
No, you can't hear.
Yeah, what's your YouTube plug?
Yeah, you can check out Native Warrior of Israel. Yeah, you can check out Native Warrior of Israel.
Gotcha. Your face is the
Of Israel.
profile picture. I got
Yeah,
you,
so
brother.
Native
I just
Warrior of
subscribed to you.
Israel. You can check me out on that. And then, yeah, if you want to get into, I would say, deep knowledge, because, my Native Warrior channel was mostly for like debates or discussions and some classes. But if you want to learn about more about deep stuff about the Bible, they subscribe to Ancient Watchman.
H3 Watchman.
Ancient.
Oh, Ancient Watchman. Gotcha. Found you.
No, Ancient.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With the glowing eyes, correct?
Yeah.
Ancient Watchman TV.
Yeah, we have like like I said, I have like over like 200 and something videos of less. Correct.
Is it Ancient Watchman TV? Is that the correct page?
I don't know if it's T, but it's like, I don't know.
Have you done something? Did you make a post about Jimmy Kimmel 2 weeks ago?
No.
No, that's not
It's
you.
hold on, let me see. Let me find it.
No.
Shoot, let me sneak a plug in so they can follow me back.
He was Misery is banned from every Hebrew Israelite camp.
Yeah. If you want, you can
If he
also
I
go to
got me a
add.
little plug over there so they can follow me back.
if Misery go to New York, they'll get his ass. This him right here.
Yeah, I can't find them. I found the first one though. I got the first one, but I want both of them.
Is this right here?
Let me see. Oh yeah, that's him. That's Ancient Watchman TV. If you look at the @ sign under the big name.
Hey, Misery, it's Ancient Watchman TV.
If you see it says @ Ancient Watchman TV, but that's the picture with the glowing eyes. I didn't know that was him when he had long hair, probably.
Nah, I think he got is him and somebody else on the
Yeah, HTV. Yeah. Hashtag. Yeah.
And you
yeah,
had long hair in your
active.
picture.
Yeah, but right now on the
they
picture is
super
just him
active.
though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's super.
These are not
That used to be my that used to be my partner.
Relax. We good. We good on it. We good on that. We good on that game. We good on that. We good on.
I was gonna tell him to go follow me back. Go follow me back.
Yeah, we go. Yeah, you go follow the game. But hey, Uncle Chucky, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, we got to get to the bottom of this. Misery is saying that y'all ain't got no fruit in Ethiopia. Y'all ain't got no motherfucking y'all ain't got no y'all instead of having 2 rivers, you niggas got 9 rivers. Niggas got 9 lives over there. So man, give them now. I ask you, why is America not Ethiopia? Now tell us why Ethiopia is why America is not Israel. Now tell us why Ethiopia is Israel.
Well, it's biblical to me because I'm trying to look for the verse, but he should know that Samuel baptized David in the city, right next to in the river, right next to the city of David, the river Gihon. You go to the beginning of the Bible in Genesis, Gihon is the same river that they said that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. So I mean,
Right.
the Bible literally like plays out where this place is, because the city of David is in Ethiopia. Because the whole time when the nation of Israel was being set up, every time they came to baptize them, they came and baptized them in the river Gihon. You go to Genesis, Gihon is the same river that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. So this is the land of Ethiopia they're doing all this in. I mean, it's not difficult.
Plain and simple, man. Sweet, easy
Yeah.
like Sunday morning.
Oh,
I misery. So I think I asked you. He ain't really bang on Ethiopia. Go ahead, misery. You ain't really bang on Ethiopia like I thought you would. Tell us why. And then you start going in, man, but it starts sounding like a debate. I ain't want you to start spilling all your beans. But go ahead, misery. He started trying to spill all the good shit. Go ahead, misery. Pop your shit. My nigga got a 6-second delay this time. Go ahead.
This is why. Yeah, that's why I said that that I believe with men or doctrines of men, because one could be and he said, well, in the land of Ethiopia is this river called whatever Gihon, and I told you, well, you can't really go by things like that. We have to go by what our ancestors said and what things look like. Now, Wavy knows that this is one of my biggest points about proving how the maps today are not showing the biblical places, right? When you go to Isaiah 11 and it tells you about, hold on, when you go to Isaiah 11 and it talks about the Euphrates River, it tells you that the Euphrates River has three, I believe it's three, no, hold on. I think it's three rivers that are attached to the Euphrates River,
hold up, brother.
right? But now when you go to
Ain't
the
Gihon
map
in
of
the
today
Bible?
in the Middle East and you look at the Euphrates River, you notice that it has like 7 or 8 rivers that are attached to it. So what are we going to believe? The Bible says that the three rivers that are attached to it, but on the map today, it shows the Euphrates River has 7 to 8 that are attached to it.
All right, hold up. He said.
This is how I know that's not really the Euphrates River. And this is why I mentioned.
Hold up, misery. He said Gihon River. Is Gihon in the Bible?
Yes.
All right, so you saying you're gonna go against the Bible gang?
that's what I'm saying. What are you saying? He said he gonna listen to the Bible. I gave you the Bible. Let me give you something,
No, I
man.
just told you.
Let me give you
What
something.
I'm saying is that
Hold on, check it.
Hold on.
a lot of he asked me a question. He didn't ask Chucky.
Hey, I'm gonna tap back. I'm gonna gotta watch from the comments. Wavy,
I
I gotta hop in the
said
whip.
that you can't trust that these
Watch it.
locations or map is showing you today. Okay? And I gave you a beautiful and I gave you a beautiful I gave you a beautiful I gave you a beautiful example of why I believe that it's talking about the Ethiopia, right? I brought up the cankerworm points that I brought up, which you never really addressed. And this is why I'm telling you, you have to believe what the Bible says of what these places look like. You know what I'm saying? Now, you want things like Mizraim or Egypt. We all know that Egypt was known for building pyramids, right? But yet, according to history and according to the most pyramids exist over here in the Americas, specifically in Central and South America. So if we're going to use, and if the Bible is telling us, well, these people were known to build these things, but yet when we go today and see, well, where were the most pyramids built at? Over here in the Americas, by far. There is no other country on the Eastern Hemisphere that's even close. Remotely close to that.
You going off topic. I'm gonna let
So wouldn't you
Chucky
say
eat you
that,
up.
according to the Bible, Mizraim had to have been in America?
All right, hold up. I'm gonna let Chucky get you. Go ahead, Chucky.
I mean, that's like you say you going all off talking. You can't talk about the Gihon. So I'm gonna read you some verses, dog. You feel me? Second Chronicles, chapter 32, verse 30. Man, it says this same has I always say this nigga name. Hezekiah also stopped the upper watercourse of Gihon and brought it straight down to the west side of the city of David. So it's telling you the Gihon is right next to the west side of the city of David. You feel me? We can go to Second Chronicles chapter 33, verse 14, man. It says, now after this, he built a wall without the city of David on the west side of the Gihon in the valley, man. You feel me? The city of David is on the west side of the Gihon. Then we're going to go all the way back to Genesis for you, man. Since you acting like you don't know what Genesis said, we're going to go back to Genesis and we're going to go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 13. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is that encompasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. So I don't know what you're saying. You're saying, oh, you're just listening to the Bible. You're not listening to the Bible. You're talking about locations. The Bible is, you're talking about maps and stuff. I'm not talking about maps. I'm talking about the biblical location. The biblical location, not a map. You keep on talking about a map and map and map and you try to throw the people off with that devil talk. Like,
hold on. It's a Gihon River in Vermont and a biblical Gihon River in Africa. So misery, you do got a Gihon River in Vermont in the Americas, gang. And I think that's where the Native Americans is at. They posted up in Vermont, shit like that, huh? You there, misery? I like my boy Misery phone did the his phone doing the stanky leg. Uncle Misery, you there? Uncle Chucky, man. Nah, every time y'all get together, man, I just be liking the fact, you know what I'm saying? We passed the name calling stage and all of that, you know what I'm saying? It's strictly on the information.
Hey, Misery don't know. I respect a man that he could stand in front of me and keep on lying. You feel me? A lot of people can't. A lot of people can't do that, man. Just keep on standing in front of you and keep on lying.
You say he can stand in front of you and keep on lying?
Yeah, boy, they got to stand on them lies, and you know how a lie go. You got to keep on mounting that shit on top of lies, especially if somebody in front of you telling you the truth. You got to keep on lying about the other lie. You feel me? You see how many times we go to this man, he go off the subject because he can't talk about what I'm talking about. We talk about the Gihon, he talking about the Euphrates. We talk about Cushites, he talking about the Canaanites. Yeah, he tried to throw that shit off, man, because he can't talk about the truth. Because ain't nothing for him to say about that.
All right, Misery just sent me a video. Some goddamn temples in some goddamn temple pyramids in Mesoamerica. So he about to come fire. He about to try to come fire your ass up.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
I think your video is so crazy, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on.
Exactly. So why his demon? Exactly.
Go ahead, Misery.
Wavy,
Yo.
Wavy. Can you hear me? Y'all can't hear me? Y'all can't
Yeah,
hear me?
Y'all can't.
Yeah. Hey, come out and come back in, Misery. Refresh the screen.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Refresh the screen though, because you got a delay. All right, Misery sending me Misery sent. Come out and come back in, Misery. You hear me? All right, you go come out. All right, Misery about to get on your top, Uncle Chucky.
He could never.
He said he
I
about
want to see what he gonna present, man. That's what I want to see. What he got to present.
We about to do some temple talk.
You better look at Ethiopia. Then he talking about South America got the most temples. You better look at Ethiopia. We got more pyramids than Egypt by far.
Man, this shit be funny, man.
Man, from the combat, man. I just want to see. Like I said, man. I just want to see how he think America is. You feel me? America's the promised land. That's all I want to see.
He about
You
to
say he
pop right back up.
there you go.
Say it again.
I say you say you listen to the Bible, so I want to see what he's saying.
Hey man, they got a Gihon River in Vermont, America, and they got a Gihon River in the Bible, and which would be in Africa. All right,
Mhm.
Misery. I forgot what the question was. Go ahead, Misery. Pop your shit. Take off. Oh, you got to add your mic. Misery say you got to add your mic. All right, there you go. Pop off. God damn. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Now, all right. Yeah, can you share those photos that I gave you two photos, scripture, and then because the brother just read about Solomon's temple and how it was in on the east side or whatever of the Gazal or whatever that river, right? You know what I can do that these brothers can never do? Actually show you the foundations of this temple. They can't show it to you. See, this is what I'm saying. Look, it says in the scripture that Solomon's temple was built on the east side of the Gazal River. But then when you ask them, well, show us this temple. Where is it at? Hey, Wavy, show the picture, please, because I'm going to show you a temple that was built over here in the Americas that was built exactly like how the scriptures commanded Solomon and how the temple was supposed to be. I can actually show you the archaeology of the scriptures coming to life.
Pacal's temple. All right.
So you talk about these same pyramids in South America that the first Africans that went over there built. That's what you talk about. You trying to claim that y'all the ones who built all that?
Solomon's temple.
No, he means all these replicas that they made all over the world because that's all
Hurt
thing
now,
man
bro.
can do because there's nothing new under the sun. What's about
Don't
butt hurt,
get
dog?
butt
I'm
hurt
talking,
now,
dog.
sir. Now hold on. Now,
I
Wavy,
know
can
you
you
like to
read
say
that?
stuff.
Can you read that? Can you read that scripture? Can you read that scripture for the people?
All right,
Please.
let me show the
Brother, I'm
people
just
what
trying to share
Pacal's
information with the
temple
people. You're
is.
over here trying to combat it.
Sure.
All right, so let me share my screen. Hey, don't call me Wavy no more. My new name is Nafsut Biddy. My new name is Nafsut Biddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm the ruler. I
Enough.
control both of the lands. I'm holding down for both of the lands.
No, good biddy.
All right, here go Uncle Angel. Uncle Angel is back. He say, nah, y'all niggas playing games. I'm at work and y'all fucking up the Torah. So Angel is back. All right, so here we go. Here go Pacal's temple. And the scripture is Solomon's temple, 1 Kings 6 and 8. The entrance for the lower story was on the south side of the house. And one went up by stairs to the middle story, and from the middle story to the third. 3 stairs to 3 stories.
Now show
All right.
everybody the picture that I shared with you. You're going to see a lower court, you're going to see a middle court, and then you're going to see the high court. And the entrance is facing the south.
So misery.
Yeah, put that on big screen, bro, so everybody can see it.
I can't put that
So everybody
picture.
can see it.
I could put the Google images. That's what I was putting on there. Let me do it again. I put the Google images on there. I
Oh,
can't put it from my messenger.
oh,
Like
okay, no problem.
you see all of these. Which one would be it? Like this is right here. Like this right here, right? And Palenque, Mexico,
Mhm.
down there in Palenque.
No, I believe it's in Tikal.
Tikal.
Tikal, I believe.
Okay, here we go. Right here.
No, no. Hold on. Let me because I don't. I thought exactly. I thought it was in Tikal. It might be
Nah,
somewhere
it's
else. Hold on.
it's 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 PCal. It's PCal. But that's what I was showing you right here,
Tikal is
homie.
my according to the
Uh-huh.
apocrypher when it talks.
Say it again, Mizzy. When I type in Pacal's temple, it say in Palenque, Mexico.
Yeah.
You talking about the Mayan temple? This right here, right?
So I don't know if he's on his Pakal time, that means he's on his Anunnaki ancient aliens time.
Oh yeah.
That's all that stuff is. That mix around with all
Man, I'm
the
trying to look.
ancient alien
Just
theology and all that stuff.
it's all right that you can't. Hey, Wavy, hold up. Hey, Wavy, hold up. Wavy, real quick. Can you go back to the picture I sent you? You just put yourself on big screen and share it and show it to the camera.
All right. You see it?
Yep. And what are you saying? This is misery. Saying this is Solomon's temple.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically what he's saying.
But that's the thing, though, misery. Like I'm saying, if you're gonna say you listen to the Bible, wasn't Solomon's
Correct.
temple? What wasn't
Correct.
Solomon's?
This
Okay,
temple,
so
this
okay,
temple
so
was
what?
built exactly. Hold on. This
That's
temple, yes,
fine. That's fine. My question to you is: wasn't Solomon's temple completely destroyed? Misery. How can that be Solomon's temple if Solomon's temple was completely destroyed?
Ah, ah.
hold on.
Yeah.
The temple that Wavy that the temple that I sent Wavy, is that temple destroyed, or is that temple is that a full
It don't look
the
destroyed. I'm not
picture that
sure.
I sent Wavy is the foundation, brother. It's not fully done. Just like if somebody was to hold on, the picture I sent you, brother,
Yeah. It's you could
it's
tell it
showing
ain't.
the
You
foundation.
could tell it ain't all the way there.
It's
I'll
the
ask you one
foundation.
question: is there
Exactly.
still stones standing on top of other
Exactly.
stones? There's
Hold on.
still see,
Hold
that
on, hold
right
on,
there.
Wavy.
That's
So
not
if I tell you guys
God.
right now
That's not.
that a Harry, hold on, real quick. Hold on, brother, hold on. Wavy, hold on, Chucky, hold on, real quick. I was to tell you that pain just blew by house and destroyed my house, right? That would mean that it knocked down all my walls, my bathroom, everything is destroyed, right? You know what will be left after the destruction? The foundation, brother. The foundation is going to be there. And the temple that I just showed Wavy is a foundation. It's not an actual temple. This is actual temple was destroyed. But when you look at the fountain, it's built exact how Solomon's temple is just in the Bible.
Well, I can understand what you're saying when you go with your like your worldly view of what destruction is. But reading the Bible, I know when the Lord says He's coming to destroy something, He doesn't, like He says, I don't destroy. There's not going to be one stone left on top of another stone. You feel me? I'm gonna completely destroy you and lay you to waste. That's how the Lord destroys things. So the simple fact that you still have whole structures standing up that you can like
This
actually look at
this
it and
this
say, okay,
basically what he talking about. Like it looked like this. You see
yeah,
that picture on the right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's still a stone structure standing. It's not destroyed. That cannot be the Solomon's temple. It's not destroyed. It's still standing.
No,
Ugh.
it's not. It is destroyed. All that's left is the foundation. Is the brother Wavy? You just said it. That temple that I showed you is destroyed. All that is
Yeah,
left is
I
the
understand.
foundation.
That's why I said.
All you see is steps,
That's why I
steps,
say
steps.
exactly. That's why I say I understand where you may be coming
And
from with
hold
your
on,
worldly
and
view.
Wavy,
But
and I
if
want you
God,
to and
if
Wavy
God, if,
and Wavy, and I want you to realize. I want you guys to realize what's going on here. I want you guys to realize what's going on here. I really want you guys to realize what's going on here. He's
What's
saying,
going on?
well, even though it looks like Solomon's temple, it can't be. Okay. What this is basically, hold on, it's almost like, think about this, Wavy. It's jealousy. They're mad because they cannot find not one structure like I just showed. Like I said, I show and prove things. All he's doing is saying, oh, it can't be, it can't be. But yet, I literally showed you how the temple is going to be built by scripture, and we just saw it on show a foundation just like that. That is the only structure on this planet, Wavy, that replicates Solomon's temple. But yet these guys said, no, it can't be. It can't be. It can't be this ancient yet. But then why? Then the question is, then why did they build? Then why did they build a temple like Solomon's temple? Explain it. Explain how this struck back thousands of years did Solomon's temple. Why did they do that? And why is it the only one that exists that matches what Solomon's temple was supposed to be built like? Answer
is this your
those type
strong?
of
Okay,
questions.
I'm going to. Let me ask you one question. Is this your strongest argument for the fact that you think America is the promised land? That this is the strongest argument?
And you know what else I find funny, Wavy? I find funny when they say, "Oh, go ahead, go ahead."
Go ahead, Misery. What you find funny?
No, no, of course not. That's what I'm saying, bro. You should go on my channel and actually learn these things. Because, like I said, I talk about structures, I talk about weather, I talk about animals, I talk about insects, all these things that only the Americas.
So do
About the land of, especially about the land of Israel, about how it look, it took almost a certain amount of days to Mount Sinai to Mount and from Mount Horeb to Mount Zoan and to Mount Zoan to Nebo where he died at. All these things. If you, like I said, in my class, we see how I tie these things that it matches perfectly what the Bible says. The place where I play at is in Utah. How about that? I'll even get more specific. Right? Utah. Why? Because Utah, the land of Utah, matches what the Bible says the land of Israel has. The land of Utah has two rivers that enter Salt Lake. Everybody knows what Utah Salt Lake is. It's famous, the Utah Salt Lake. But it has two rivers that attach to it. It's like the Bible says. The Bible says that in Deuteronomy, was it Leviticus 26? It says how I plagued the land with desert and salt. Do you know that's exactly what the land of Utah cursed with? Desert and a thing called the salt flask. Brother, if you look at the salt flask in Utah, it is white sand that stretches miles upon miles upon miles all over the land of white salt. Just like the Bible says the land of Israel has. I already told you about
do,
the
insects. Like I said,
do
like
you
I
have
said,
any like?
I would say like watch my classes on it, brother. I've had with
Well,
rabbis,
I'm, what I, what
and
I,
a lot of them agree with the point.
okay, well, I'm talking to you right now. So I can
Just
just
like
ask you the question.
the man where it talks about Christ walking through the cornfields and how the disciples ate up the corn, you know, things of that nature. But we all where corn comes from.
Uh, so your way of
We
understanding
all
that
know
that
where
is the
corn
promised land is
comes
not
from, right,
actually
brother?
by
You
biblical
see what
way.
like I'm saying?
But,
When I read the
but
scripture, I do.
I'm asking you a question.
Hey
It is
man,
very
look.
biblical. Everything I said mouth was.
Hey, look.
I just
We had a
described
good
what
show.
the land of
We had
Israel
a long.
had.
Hold up. Hold up, Misery. I don't know how long your delay is now. Hold up, Misery. Yeah, hold up, Misery. We had a good show. We had a long show. My boy Misery been thugging on his phone for 3.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Popping his shit. Uncle Chucky, I appreciate you tapping in. Uncle Angel, I appreciate you standing. See, Uncle Angel, you ain't really have to get in a blender. There was just a, you know what I'm saying, watching, you know what I'm saying, be the elder in the room type situation. But Misery, appreciate you for holding it down. Yahweh blesses Uncle Angel. Uncle
Yahweh
Chucky,
blessings.
Uncle Misery. Hey man, we had a great show. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. We about to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Finish this day off with the family, go to heaven. You know what I'm saying? With God and everybody else. But yeah, hey, like, share, and subscribe, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Misery, you put it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit you up later because you know it's smoke in the air. And I'm gonna get it together. And appreciate everybody for tapping in. Uncle Chucky, yeah, I smell a debate. All right, we out of here. Appreciate everybody. We gone. Oh. It ain't my fault, I got it off. Trap out the loaf, package dropped off. Gas make you cough, straight out the soul.